Hold on.
I hope you crack your knuckles.
This is there's a chat bar thing up now. There wasn't before, and I think it's because so before I was putting it on that it's for kids, not thinking like it's not a video for children to just watch, so I don't want that like in kids mainstream stuff. And I guess the reason why was just because when I did videos before, I think if I put it that it wasn't for kids, then it was like it had to be like looked at to be figured out if it should be restricted or not, even though I didn't have any content in it that should be restricted. Anyway, so yeah, I had to switch that little deal.
I just wish the best for it, continue to move forward in life.
I'm just looking at this new box.
You know what he did. You know you got coming for him. That's all I gotta say. You shouldn't do that to no woman. Yeah, like I said, she's a screw up. You want to begin it.
Don't.
All right, man. That's all I gotta hear you. Ashley Richards says after she saw the defendant's Facebook page, Ashley went to her for a wig. But Ashley now realizes the defendant is nothing but a fake. Ashley claimed she was unhappy.
Is it a wig fake?
She got from the defendant, but she refused to refund Ashley's money, so she's suing. Says dealing with Ashley has been a
there's nothing special to watch on this video. It's just me
how to maintain the wig since it was made of human hair.
chatting again, but I will eventually edit, fix, whatever to make the better videos. I should keep talking about better videos like they're gonna happen.
April 16th, 2018. I was on my Facebook, scrolling on my
Moderation,
Facebook.
activity, timestamps, reactions, pop-out chats, and feedback.
I didn't go on her page. You know how
Nobody chats with me on this like that anyway. I don't know why this box needs to be open. Go away.
Yes, she was advertising on her page.
Nobody watches these videos. Nobody chats with me.
So she had over 2,000 likes.
I can't
So I
make it
contacted
go
her
away.
about me a wig. I showed her the wig that I wanted to have, and it's supposed to look like this, Your Honor. She ended up
Some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. All messages are visible on live chat.
How did it look before? How did it look before that?
The first day, it only looked good.
I don't know.
That's
No,
because
before you got it done, how did it look?
she had it on her little head.
No, your head. How did your head look?
My hair was braided.
Okay, there you go. And that's what they do for wigs,
Yeah,
right?
that's what they do for wigs. That's
You have
money
to be
braided.
patient with me. I'm not a woman. I've never worn a wig.
Okay.
Linda doesn't wear wigs, my wife, so I have no idea. I'm going to be asking stupid questions.
No, it's not stupid.
All right.
Just wanted to get rid of it. Why can't I get rid of it?
When I first came
Engage
into
with
her
your
office,
audience.
she put the wig on me. It was wet. So it was really curly and pretty. By the time I got home,
What
I
is
took a
that?
nap, I woke up, it wasn't that pretty anymore. It was very nappy. She's fake. Mind you, it's human hair. Her
What
hair
is that?
Fake. Her Facebook page is fake. It's so fake, Your Honor. When she came in, she grabbed my head. I snatched my head from her because she was a whole different color on
Go away.
Facebook. That's how fake she is.
You didn't think that was her?
No.
Stay tuned.
No, that says
After this, and later on Judge Mathis.
She didn't see the contact list. For last 15 years, didn't call me.
What do you mean engage with your audience? I don't.
If you want to show up, she gets put
I'm not ready to learn this edit thing, but I was just messing around with it.
So,
Are you disabled and can no longer work? This is an
See if I could.
message for you. Are you over the age of 50 and need help filing for disability benefits, or were
I'm not
denied
very
by
good
your
at this. I
insurance
just know
company
it.
or the Social Security Administration?
Mm.
Call Premier Disability now. We are here to help. Whether you're a first-time filer or filed before and were denied, you'll pay nothing unless you are approved for benefits. Thousands of disability claims are unnecessarily denied each month. Call Premier Disability now for a no cost and no obligation review. Work with a team who will fight to get you the benefits you deserve, who understands the physical, emotional, and potential financial impacts, and will share their insider expertise.
All right, I'm not fighting with this thing. I'm not. And I also need to cover up the thing so I don't see the
and need
people.
help filing a disability claim or
I
file
have nothing to cover it with. I have my flannel.
Don't wait.
That'll work.
Call the number on your screen now to get the help
can
and
get it
benefits you deserve.
Maybe something smaller. Nope.
I'd like to say
Maybe
this is the first time that there have been others.
Just
How
put this
many?
here.
You can keep track.
You think this is a joke?
I don't want to see people.
Tell us again.
A car broke down. I brought it here.
I got stuff paying an expensive
There we
repair
go.
bill. So
Oopsie.
it's true. $2,300.
I like the Kindle case instead because it just folds right over the top of it.
You
Perfect.
pick up your phone and you call
Um,
Garfield before the car breaks down.
Plans through CarShield.
I just had another
in your car.
That's right.
Dr. Talk.
CarShield could save you on some criminally high
And
auto
of course, is
repairs,
on private.
especially if your car is
Yes,
out
I
of warranty.
record it now.
So, call
She's
CarShield,
okay with it.
America's #1 auto protection
This time we
company
talked
before
about the
breakdown,
instinctual
save yourself
brain
from getting stuck in car repair jail.
and
They
how
save money.
Who hates saving money? Apparently you
not really supposed to go in that room in the brain. We're supposed to, you know, we're supposed to be able to access it at certain times. Like,
When I file a claim, shut up.
I
CarShield has the price locked in.
As long as you cover your
know. He gets paid the big bucks to yell shut up to people, but
It's about time you said something that makes
I like
sense.
the commercial.
Now you know what you
We spend so much time teaching our children not to say shut up, and yet. Anyway, yeah, we talked about the instinctual brain and
Don't get hands on paying expensive auto repairs. Call now
I can't
and get
go
the
into
CarShield
it too much
guarantee.
because
Your price will
I'm
never
downstairs
go up,
now
and
with
your coverage
Benji.
will never go down as long
I
as
was
you cover
upstairs
your
in my
car.
room.
In just minutes, you can have a plan that covers
But
up to
the
5,000
idea
parts
is
and
that
systems in your car.
we're not
Don't
supposed
wait
to
until it's
access
too
that
late.
room
Get
just
CarShield
willy-nilly
best
whenever.
coverage yet. Call
There's only certain times,
800-344-8790.
you know, like at the conception of a child or the birth of a baby or someone's death or just certain times when like the instinctual part of us kind of kicks in that way. So we are supposed to have access to the room, just not all the time. But unfortunately, when it comes to the brain, if you have access at all, you know how to access anytime. And the more we are kind of searching for answers, we can't find them in the brain and we can't find them out in the world, then we're going to go in that room. It's the first thing that ever made sense in our brain. It's our origins type thing. So it's where we came from, first thing that ever made sense. And so yeah, we're going to use something that makes sense in order to make sense of something that does not make sense. Can't talk about that because he's down here.
Hair was braided.
Okay.
I'm supposed to do like a recap. She told me, she said after every session that I should, she said write it down. I'm not writing it down. That I should kind of like go back over like what we talked about and like if there was anything that I forgot to add to it, that I wanted to add to it, or where we left off at, so that we can pick it up again next week or whatever.
And as a result, she was
Yeah.
publicly ridiculed. All right, you tell me.
Right now, my brain,
ma'am, and your dealings with her.
I don't
It's
know.
been a nightmare. Ever since I met her.
I think my brain is feeling indifferent about things.
Oh my God.
It's
the
still
chaos
it's
is
still
just
on the positive
unexplainable.
side, but
So,
kind of
yeah,
indifferent.
she did.
The first thing we had to
So we
do was
came
answer
across
those
her
the bean counter
On Facebook, it
questions.
always said
That's what I
people
call
you
them.
should know. So it's very
Basically,
common for a lot of people.
you know,
Not my friend.
where
Or
you
I'm
where
not
you
following
stand with
any
your
friend of
depression
theirs
and anxiety.
to
They're
contact
questions
me
about
because they
depression and
know I go
anxiety.
there.
Go figure, because they go hand in hand, right?
Me and her set up a day for her to come to my house to get fitted.
And I mean that because, you know,
So she
the
came
brain
to the
goes
house
into a
to get fitted
depression
for her
because
custom
something's
wig.
not making
She's
sense,
lying. From the time I met
and then
her,
uses anxiety
she's lying. I paid her
to
upfront
kick
for
in
20
and
times.
search
Okay.
to make sense of
It's
that
been
thing that
nothing
does
but
not make
chaos.
sense.
She's a very
So they go hand in hand.
Ashley came into my home to get
Um,
fitted for her wig. I was going to fit her for her wig. I had
selected first, though, right?
no, she didn't even select the hair first. She came to get fitted.
sorry, I'm also watching Judge Mathis and getting ready to make some lunch.
Hair, and then I'll do.
Go and get that for you, because I don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
We have the highest level of expert in here
Tired.
to runs our entire makeup and hair
I have this house I have to clean up in the next couple days, today and tomorrow. I started working on it yesterday. Yesterday evening, I was so tired. I thought, I'm gonna go get Chinese. And I went to go get Chinese last night. But the Chinese place isn't open on Mondays. Like, oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. I really want Chinese. I just really,
breaks it down so that we can understand it. Didn't have time to do that.
so
All I have is time to bring in
I'll look it up online.
highest level of expert
See if I
witness.
can find something
And
else.
by the way, expert witness.
And I found one in my hometown.
So that's
Okay.
what I'm gonna do.
Cool.
She runs our hair and makeup department.
Some
through
noodles,
her
noodles,
company
noodles.
with Senior
Nice
Company.
rice or
Powder
something.
puff and brush and brushes they-
I'm a licensed
So
cosmetologist and
I
a
go to
licensed
go
esthetician.
go there.
Okay.
All
I got
And
mad
then,
as
you've
is.
been doing this how long?
Over 35 years.
All
Um,
right, you have
hold
contracts.
on.
your
They've
company
got
with
they've got a
other,
professional in
high-level
today in Judge Mathis.
And you've worked with presidents, first ladies.
Yes, sir. Several celebrities and 4 presidents.
All right, so I would conclude you're at highest level of expert witness I can have.
Watch this.
Debbie Davis, and please sit in and listen, and you can make your observations once I'm finished listening to testimony.
Okay.
All right. So, once again, give the process.
I saw the wig on Facebook. I ordered it online to her. I PayPal'd her my money before I ever met her, before I ever saw the hair. She didn't fit me or anything. So the next day after she put the wig on me, it was messed up really bad. I texted
How
her.
long after leaving? You said same day. You went home and laid.
The same day I went home and lay down, I told her like it's a little rough at the end. She said, "Oh, put some mousse on it." Give me all these excuses what I should do. Put mousse on it. Oh, you didn't wet it enough. I'm like, okay, I tried.
No, she had told you earlier that you needed to wet it
She told me because it's curly hair, wet it some.
when she did it.
Yeah. When she did it, it was soaking
Before
wet
you
already.
left the shop, she said wet it.
Yeah.
Did she tell you how often to wet it?
No.
How often did you
I guess
attempt to
every
wet
time it got dry, I wet it, Your Honor. I oiled it a little bit with a little argan oil, as we use for him hair.
Mhm.
And
No, but you noticed the first time, the first day.
yeah,
So how long after that did you come back to her?
I came back probably like a couple of days later. I texted her
What did
first.
you do for those 2 days to your hair after she told you to put mousse on it and wet it?
I didn't touch it nothing
Why?
else. Because, Your Honor, it was getting nappier.
So did you go back in another time?
No, not after that. I kept contacting her, texting her or whatever. And she had all of these
You have any
excuses.
else?
Yes.
What's the biggest excuse she had? What was the last excuse?
She told me basically she's not going to give me a refund. That's the last excuse she gave
Okay,
me.
give me the first excuse.
The different ways I should wet it, comb it, brush it.
You have those?
Judge Mathis gives the verdict.
Well, she
when
said she
it's
didn't give her instructions on how to
Coming
do that.
up,
How did you respond to the email where he said you told him he could keep it in exchange for not prosecuting your daughter?
Well, first of all, he can
Oh, this
prosecute
must
my
be-
daughter. I have no problem with
Do you have anything?
Anyway,
That's that family
turn that
again.
down for a minute.
Do all you want. I'll call the feds,
Yeah,
everybody.
so-
Don't matter to you. You want
Thought,
to
okay, I'm gonna go get it. And it looked like a fairly familiar area, but they just recently did this built this you know, like one of those little like communities almost. There's got little apartments on one side and over on this side, and they've got this little like little tiny park like for kids, and then they've got all these little buildings around it, and then they've got this big building. And supposedly the place I was looking for, according to my phone, said that it was in that general vicinity. I could not find it. All these buildings were labeled with different names. So the great big building had Gather on it or something. Like, okay, maybe I'll go in there and find out if anybody knows where this place is at.
Here's the good news.
I guess the idea is that they're calling this building the Gather because it gathers all kinds of different places together. Kind of like a little mall, but not a mall. I don't go out much, so I don't know these things. So there, and it's so funny because as soon as I walk in the door, there's this map painted on the wall, right? And I've already seen outside, like where they had a map painted on the wall, but the restaurant I was looking for was not listed. All these other places were listed. The one I was looking for wasn't listed, and I thought, well, maybe just maybe it's a new place and it just hasn't been added to the wall yet. So as soon as I walk in this building, there's this map right on the wall, again painted. So I turn around and I look at it, I'm like, oh, there's the name. And now I gotta figure out where it's at. And I turn my head and I just look. Oh, it's there. It's right. If I had skipped the map, just walked on past the map and continued forward, I would have seen that's the restaurant I'm looking for. So I go up to the guy
Attendant was Sharon Richards.
and
She made a wig for the plaintiff,
I looked at him and I said, I'm not familiar with this place. I'm really wanting some Chinese, but the place I was going was closed. So I thought I would try this place. Do you have anything like General So's or like Dragon and Phoenix? And he was like, looking at me like the guy was
She says, I want a refund.
speaking
I don't think this hair is
something
real.
else.
You
Like,
can't give
really?
me a refund.
I can understand maybe the Dragon and Phoenix being confusing.
So
But
Ashley came
General
to my
So's,
house to
like
get fitted
everywhere
for
you can
a
go
week. Oh, yeah.
that has anything like
Mind
that's
you,
like
I
a
have room in my
staple in a
house
lot of
where I
places.
service my
General
mom.
So's chicken.
Ashley asked to use the bathroom. I allowed her to
And he's
use the
leaving me this
bathroom.
look like I
When
don't
she
even know what
came
that
back,
is.
She questioned my brand
So
name.
I'm looking at the
And
menu
I'm like, you know, don't
and
do
I'm
that.
like,
I have
no,
other clients here.
none of
That's
this
the name I
looks
use. That's the
like
name I feel
familiar
I
at
own.
all. But let's be brave.
Ashley is
So
a-
how about this?
she has to be
Okay,
stored
what I'll
on
get
Dr.
this.
Jekyll.
We're out of that right now.
Tell me the process.
Okay.
What exactly happened?
What
So,
about
I've been-
this?
I've
Oh,
been
we're
in
also
her
out of
for a
that
week.
too.
She rushed,
Which
she rushed,
I-
she rushed, she
There was a
rushed.
little bit of
I
a
told her
of a
7 to 10
language
minutes before
barrier
I got a
because
wig for
I
her
couldn't
sick day.
understand him completely.
When she was in the chair, she was so excited. Oh, I
When he
love it, I
said the
love it, I
first
love
thing
it.
was out, he had
That's
also
right.
said that other
But
thing was
before
out,
she
but
could
I
do the wig,
didn't
I was just
understand
on
it.
Monday on how she was supposed to
I think
maintain
it was
her
short
hair.
ribs
It's human
and
hair. You
pork
have to get
belly.
care for on a day-to-day basis. There's
Whatever that
no
is.
way it will
I was just
remain
getting
looking
some for
nice if you
myself and my
don't care
son
for it.
because
What
the other
type of
two
care
boys
every
went out
day?
to the mall last night for Benji's birthday.
Mousse, argan oil,
So
it needs to be
Yeah.
washed once a week, and it should be
No,
fine.
every day. Mousse
Just mousse
Hold on
and
a
argan
second.
oil
every day.
every day.
I have
Keep
wigs.
it from drying
That's
out.
the other.
So
I
keep
think
them
that's
drying out
part of my
because it's
interest here
human
too.
All right, you told
And I
her.
also told her,
Told her that.
yes, and I told her that. And I also told her the way
She
she
said
was wrapping it.
told her to wet it as well.
at night
Told her to wet it.
When she got the wig, it was wet. And
So
she
you
complained
told
about
her
it
to wet
being
it every
wet.
day. That's what I'm
I
asking.
told her to wet it every day.
Okay.
It has to be wet every day. It was the curly hair. But like I said, when she was there, every
Well, when
time
you
she was
sleep,
there,
that
I love it, I love it, I
probably
love it. Then when
messes
she
up
goes
and
home
dries
she's
it.
not taking care of it the proper way, then it's a complaint behind it. And I'm like, it dried, Your Honor. When I came, the wig was soaking wet. So it looked better. So you let me put a soaking wet wig on your head? It was wet. Yeah, she blow dried it a little bit, but the wig itself, the hair was still wet. No. Yes, Your Honor. No, you wouldn't have left
Go
her to
ahead.
do
What
her
is
hair
your
like that.
emotional distress for?
After I had the wig on, I had talked about people recorded me in the store. They told me my hair was fake, which I already knew because I spent thousands of
What
dollars.
for?
I was at a corner store, and I knew everyone in it. It's a big store. They sell everything in there.
And people start putting it.
Recording me, yes, telling me this is a fake wig. You got played, even though I already knew because I spent
What
thousands
did
of
they
dollars
do
in
with
here.
the recording?
I don't have the recording, Your Honor, but I also have
Do you
proof.
know what the people who you voluntarily allowed to record you did with the recording of you?
Your Honor, I didn't voluntarily let them record me. I was
They did,
embarrassed.
unless you ran.
I did. I was humiliated.
Okay, so they didn't get it then. Let's move on. They
Okay.
didn't record it because you ran.
I
What?
also
What's
have
your
proof.
emotional distress? It's only because the people in the store pulled out their camera phones and you ran?
Yes, I spent
All right.
all my money on this wig. I didn't have no more money to buy me some more hair.
All right.
So I basically had to wear it.
Okay.
He had talked about every day how the wig is fake and I got played.
Okay. All right. That's not enough for emotional distress because you didn't have some other way of doing your hair or you didn't have a hat to put over it to keep people from laughing at you or that when they put a camera on you, you didn't run fast enough. So no, I'm not giving you emotional distress for that.
Fast
The
enough.
only issue here is whether you followed the upkeep and whether that upkeep is necessary. And that's what you're going to tell me. Tell me what you just heard and what you say in your experience should have happened and failed to happen.
100% human hair, wet and wavy, or curly. You do not have to wet it every day. The hair will stay curly because you're getting it from a
Just
donor.
put mousse on it.
Not every day.
Exactly.
Because it's going to hold the moisture. So if she slept on it, when she wakes up, it still will be in the curly form.
All right. We'll go with the expert witness. Judgment for the plaintiff. I'll give you your money back. That's it. $523. Find you another store to go to.
And find you something
Those
that
aren't
I
your
have.
friends. Those aren't your friends. Tell them to get there. That's the same place. Thank you, Jessica.
You shouldn't see it's weird. You too messy.
Yeah, but you have to wonder what the
You
quality
too
is.
messy. Do this look real? And it's supposed to be custom. Do this look custom? Do it look like she took care of it? Right. If you would have took care of it, you wouldn't have to worry about looking like that. Ain't no telling what you did for that hair. You didn't take care of it.
Oh, I took it right.
You didn't take care of it. You didn't take care of it. You'll be okay.
You also let people
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
You did.
I don't use
You're
other
fake.
people's pictures.
You're fake.
Yeah.
You're light skinned.
The hair in
Your
your
brown
hand
skin
is
is fake
fake.
right now.
The hair in your hand is fake.
You're
The hair
what?
in your
Oh,
hand
baby,
is
this
fake.
hair,
Right. It looks bomb, baby. It looks a
this
mess.
hair is
It
bomb.
looks a
This
mess.
hair is
It
bomb.
looks a mess.
Wow.
Plaintiff Olaf Lesky says his daughter is an alcoholic, and she's currently dating the defendant, who is 20 years older. Olaf claims the defendant is his daughter's sugar daddy because he financially supports her. And Olaf suing because he loaned the defendant money to bail his daughter out of jail. Defendant Matthew Jennings says he tried to repair his girlfriend's relationship with Olaf since they hadn't spoken in 15 years. But things didn't go as planned. Matthew admits that his girlfriend went to jail for drunk driving, but he insists he never agreed to repay Olaf for the bail.
Start with you.
Okay, Tasha is my daughter, and she lives with Matt for about 5 years. They met when she was selling her house after the divorce. He was a broker helping to sell her house, and because she didn't have any place to go to, he proposed.
You wouldn't let her in?
Tell me,
You wouldn't let her in?
no.
Why?
Why wouldn't you let her come stay with you?
For a minute.
Well, I could, but the
Cold.
problem
You're a cold man. My daughter get put out, and she come right to me. Hey, what you tell her to do? Your daughter got put out. What you tell her to go?
here's a very simple explanation why. She didn't keep a contact with me. She was for the last 15 years didn't call me, didn't send the email, didn't send birthday wishes. She didn't do anything.
But she won't show up time she get put out.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all with you now. I say, go back where you come from.
So she didn't have any place to go. At least that's my explanation. So she moved out. She moved in with Matt, and they are living since together. Now Matt is about 20 years older than she is. He is acting like a sugar daddy, paying her bills,
That's right.
paying for medical insurance.
You get insurance too?
I pay for insurance too.
You make a lot of sugar daddies mad. It's like paying insurance now.
He even bought her a car, and she was driving it for some time, so when she could. And now
I'm wondering how easy it is to change this guy's mind.
She started to drink when she was about 17. So that this is how her addiction started. She's 44 right now. She is drinking way too much. She can drink a bottle of vodka in almost half an hour or less, and get another one just after that.
How do you know all this?
And
How do you know?
how do I know? Because she told me.
Don't go away.
Hmm.
More of Judge Mathis is coming up.
Attention! Have you or a loved one regularly used
I don't know.
chemical hair relaxer products and been diagnosed with a serious injury?
Be quiet. Sorry. Okay, so I thought, okay, all right. Well, I missed that when he said that the other thing wasn't available too. So now we're left with just a couple items to pick from. Like, okay, so we got this teriyaki chicken thing for Chris, and then I don't know what the name of mine was, but it had shrimp in it. Shrimp and rice and some kind of a not green pepper, not like green bell pepper, green pepper, like a whole, I don't know what they're called. Not a jalapeno, it wasn't, I don't know, I took them out. What happened to Chris? He didn't want them. But anyway, it was good. It was really good. I was surprised. It's good. I shouldn't. I wasn't surprised. I was happy. It tasted good. I'd like to, I think I'd like to recreate it actually. It was very simple. It was just shrimp and rice, really, and green onion, some sauce, of some sort. It wasn't even a sauce. It was like an oil. So yeah, good work. And his teriyaki chicken. He was upstairs when I got home, so I took a little piece of it out and ate it. But it was good. It was good. So I mean, it's a little expensive. I mean, you get 6 pieces of shrimp. You get a little bit of chicken, and this big bowl of rice. And like I said, the rice was good. But $16 worth? Right. Yeah. Kind of no. But they had stickers, pretty stickers on the containers. Maybe that's where the money. I don't know. Anyway, it was good. Live and learn. I got so mad because I thought I would just be able to drive this place because it's in my hometown. I know where the street is. I know where the street, But ever since they did that building community thing or whatever, it's a little confusing back there. And then even with the help of the map thing on the phone, which I finally suck it up and just put location on. I don't do that usually. I don't have Wi-Fi on. I don't have data on. I don't have location on. I keep all that stuff off normally. Just because. No, I don't want you. No, shoot. I'm smart. I can figure things out on my own, at least that much. Nope. I could not figure out how to find this place on my own. They have all the streets back in there. All turned around. I don't know. Anyway, that was a fun situation. I was exhausted. On the way home, I was talking to myself because I thought, well, there's just pretty much shrimp in this bowl. And I don't know how much shrimp. There didn't look like a whole lot. They weren't big bowls, So I'm like, well, at least we have the McDonald's chicken nuggets in the fridge at home. I could just see somebody. I could just see like a specialty chef. Like, ta-da, here's your food. And then you're like, that's not enough. I'm going to throw some McDonald's chicken nuggets on it. That's hilarious.
But the plaintiff
To me,
claims Matthew is nothing
else
but
is
a
funny,
sugar
and that's
daddy
okay.
who financially supports his daughter. Go ahead,
I'm
I'll
back to
start.
this again.
This is
I really want to
Katja.
see.
She's been my fiance, and then girlfriend because the fiance.
Something's going
thing
on
kinda
with the
broke
girl.
up, but we're still
I'm
together.
sorry you can't
after
see it because
5.5
it'll get
years.
copyright stuff on me.
I met this gentleman back in 2015. I made a phone call to him. Never talked to him before. Daughter lived with me, and said, "Your daughter does have a little bit of a drinking problem. I would love for you guys to reconnect because you haven't talked for 15 years." And I always think Daddy should be involved in the daughter's life. Thought maybe that might help this little problem. Make a phone call to him. He agreed to come visit. 2 days later, something like that, he comes with his new wife, comes to town. 6:30 in the morning, he wakes up and says, "Honey, we got to pack our bags and go." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could talk a little bit." "Oh, no, I got to get back to California." I said, "You're retired." They jumped in the car and they left. I didn't even get to say anything I wanted to say. A few days later, I have to say she did get another DUI after she left town. So my lovely girl here ends up in jail. She's in there for a while.
She's
It
stressing.
had been a few
She's
DUIs
anxious.
later, so they went
How
better.
many?
And not just regular, I'm in court
She was in there
anxious.
about 30 days, and then I
She
proceeded to
keeps
bail
messing
her
with
out.
her hair. She doesn't mess with
Paid for
it.
the
She
attorney,
goes
called
like
the
this
dad,
with
and asked
it
if
to
he
make
wanted
it
help
do
me. He
things.
said, "Hell no,
And now
just
she
let her go
messes
to
with it.
prison." I'm like, "Oh, great."
And when she turns her head, her
So now I'm
hair,
gonna do that. So I end up putting the money up out of her to get with an attorney and got her into what they call a DUI program for 3 years.
What did the program consist of?
it's like a
Where you have to
reset.
have breathalyzers in your car.
She's doing
She
that
was
like a
on
reset.
6 months of house arrest with ankle bracelets.
When she
3
nods her
years,
head, her hair
she never
goes with
touched
her.
a
Like
drop.
she,
court ordered.
I don't know. There's something.
After 3 years, things were okay. 6 months later, she started drinking again, and then that's when I picked up the phone and called him and said, "Can we do like some sort of intervention or something on this?" They came to town. We do an intervention. It didn't go so well. He bailed back to California
That's not
within
gonna
5 hours of being
fix
back here. He went to drink again. I went to dump it like I do whenever this happens sometimes, and got notification.
For being a
police
sugar
came and
daddy, he
ended up
seems to really
arresting
care
him.
about her.
And that's how she ended up in the
Jail again?
jailhouse.
Let me hear from you, sir.
December 21st of 18, I called cops because Kasha was drunk and she was violent. On December 22nd, that was like very late at night, and they called me, or Matt called me at that time. I said, okay, so what's now? And he said, well, I want to put up the bail, but I have no money for it. But I want
She's
to
got
give me
something just
to
buried under the surface.
basically give me a loan for this amount until the court returns the money, and I will repay you at that time when I get the money back from the court. And I said, fine, we can do that. I was supposed to be repaid when he gets the money back. The money will return in January, and I have
Hey,
another.
let me hear from him, sir.
The night she went to jail, that he was here for intervention, we had went over many, many things, and I had showed him American Express and all these charges that I've been paying for her
Yeah, show him.
without. Well, I got the list here, Your Honor, from Bank of America, that I did not know she had been using my routing number to pay all these charges. So during
Charges for.
her American Express, so I don't have
She was
American
taking
Express.
money from you. Is that
Without
that's
me
what
knowing.
you're saying?
Yeah. So when he comes, I says, "You remember about all this?" Yes. He says, he writes me a check for $31.15. I said, "Listen, I don't even know if I'm ever gonna get the bail money back, but if I do get it, I'm keeping it." He agreed because I spent all this money.
Yes, sir.
I never agreed to pay any debt of Kasha. There's no reason for me to do that. They were living together as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Well, you didn't call him.
Tell the
See
truth, I already paid
See?
once her debt.
how easy it is for
15
him to
years
change.
ago. It was about
In the
30,000.
beginning, it was sugar daddy, but when it
30,000,
became convenient, he
40,000,
refers to her
State
as
your name.
boyfriend and
Yes,
girlfriend.
Kasha Craig, Your Honor.
There's some.
Yeah, I want to comment on that. Actually, yes, my father actually promised my mother that he would pay for my college education, and they were getting divorced. And he asked me to buy a house so that he can, in my name, because I had perfect credit, so that he could hide it in the divorce so my mother wouldn't get the proceeds.
Told you she had a
in
lot of
turn,
stuff
I said,
on her,
if I
right
would do
under the
this for you and
surface.
basically blackmail my mother, I would just pay for my college. So got the house, I sent it back to him, I gifted it to him. He never paid for my school. I ended up getting all these loans. Then not only, obviously I'm not talking to him, but then my mom found out and I was talking to her. He
All I
never-
know is you are nobody sacred with y'all. Y'all scamming your mama. He's scamming you. He's scamming you, and everybody's scamming y'all. Cold. Most thing I'm interested in with you, ma'am. Are you still alcohol addicted?
I've actually went to rehab.
For how long?
For a total of 42 days, I think.
How long you been clean?
So I've stayed clean for a little bit. I'm actually, right now, to be honest, I drink moderately. So
What?
I drink moderately.
When is the last time you were addicted to alcohol?
I was drinking way too much before, obviously, I went into the program. Yeah. I'm sorry? I didn't.
He just, Mathis
I
just
didn't
put
hear
a
you say
cup of water,
Oh,
a cup of something that looks like water.
I won't mess with you because you come in here, come and double talking me about whether you're in recovery. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not alcohol addicted no more. I just drink sometimes. You're still an alcoholic, ma'am. Haven't you tried to discourage her from drinking moderately? There's no such thing for an alcoholic.
I mean, it could be one part. No,
It's
see, that
been
could be
back
part
and
of why
forth
she
many
was acting
times.
the way
I've
she was
tried giving
physically.
in and saying, "You're not drinking, no alcohol in the house." She drinks. I finally, be honest with you, I give in and say, "You know what? You're going to have a few drinks." And be honest with you, she started a new job about a month and a half ago, and she's been doing great. But she has had a few drinks.
All right, ma'am. I'm gonna leave you to your own devices, but just concerned about you more than anything in this case, quite frankly. And I'm even more concerned because it doesn't sound like you're on the right track. And that's why I did this, because I want to do a little humiliation like I do with crack.
She's
You
not
come here and
addicted to
deny they're on crack. You come
That's-
here denying you're
I
on
can
crack,
see
and
it.
you look like
She's not addicted
crackhead,
to
and you're in
alcohol.
here talking about, well, I only smoke
She's
once
addicted
a year. That's the only time I show my mama's television.
In one of my
You know,
videos, I talked about how
everybody.
there's something about something that makes sense,
Yeah,
just
I'ma
clicks in the
embarrass
brain.
you and
That's what she's
humiliate
addicted
you a little
to.
bit. Hopefully that'll humiliate
Not
you
addicted to
into
the alcohol.
rehab.
There's more Judge Mathis after
There's
this.
something behind
This
it.
is an important message for anyone exposed to asbestos.
Now, why it
If
became
you or a loved
alcohol to
one were
begin
exposed to
with?
asbestos and were later diagnosed with
It's kind of a tricky
mesothelioma,
question to
lung
say without
cancer,
having more
or any of the
information.
diseases listed on your
Um,
screen, call the Victims Justice Group now.
So
You may be
alcohol in
entitled to
itself is an
significant money
emotionalizer,
damages. A $30 billion court-ordered trust
and
fund has been established for mesothelioma and asbestos patients and their families. Before 1983, many companies
there's
did
certain
little or nothing to
drugs.
protect workers from the dangers of
And-
asbestos. If you worked in
Um,
any of the industries or
that,
trades listed on your
that are
screen
functionalizers
and were diagnosed
and
with
some that are
mesothelioma,
emotionalizers.
lung cancer,
And
or
alcohol
any of
is
these
kind of like it's an
asbestos-related
emotionalizer.
diseases, call the asbestos
Now, the
exposure
reason it's an
helpline now.
emotionalizer
The
is
average
not because it
mesothelioma claim is
actually
more than $1 million,
makes us more
and often
emotional.
payment is received in less than a year.
It's more like it's because it cuts out
asbestos victims
the
and their
functional.
families, and they are ready to help you now.
Which then, of
There are
course, it's
strict
like the
deadlines
absence
to
of
file a
light
claim.
is
Don't delay.
darkness.
Call our asbestos
It's
exposure
that type of
helpline
thinking.
now.
It's not that it actually
If you're
changes the
covered by both
brain to
Medicare
become
and
more
Medicaid,
emotional. It just
it's
simply
time to
cuts
get to know
down
the
on the
easy-to-use
functional, which then, of
United
course,
Healthcare
increases the
U-Card.
emotional.
It's a member
So
ID
one of
card
the
that can
reasons
help
that
give you
we
more
will
of what
sometimes
matters.
go to
And it's
certain
all
drugs
yours
and alcohols and things
automatically
like that
when you
is
join a United
because it is
Healthcare
actually
Dual
our
Complete
brain in a
With
way
this
trying
plan
to
and
reclaim a
your
balance.
U-Card, you'll get
For
more
example, let's
benefits
say
to
you're
help you
imbalanced
on
and your
top of what
imbalance
original Medicare covers.
and your imbalance
All
is
at
making
no
you more
extra
functional
cost.
than you should be,
To learn more, give us a call.
more
We can tell you about
focused than you
plans in
should
your
be.
area. With your
So
U-Card
then
in hand,
to
you can use
roll
the
with
credit you'll
it,
get every
let
month
go of it,
to pay for healthy foods and
that kind
over-the-counter
of
supplies
thinking
at
more, your
thousands
brain
of
will try to
retailers
reclaim that
nationwide
balance
or online.
by using alcohol or
Use
other
the
types of,
U-Card to pay for OTC
substances
items you
that
get
can be like an
regularly,
emotionalizer.
like pain relievers, sunscreen, or your daily vitamins.
I was speaking to one
It can
guy
even help pay
online
for
one
your
time.
utilities, like electric, gas,
He was
and internet.
he wasn't. I don't want to
It's
say
the
he
card
wasn't
that
addicted
makes
to
things
cocaine.
easier. And as your member ID card,
He
the
wasn't.
United Healthcare U-Card lets you access a large
I know.
network of
How do you
Medicare
how,
Advantage
how
doctors,
who are you to be the
therapists,
judge of that? How
specialists,
can you
and
make
other
that
providers.
decision that he wasn't addicted
To
to?
help care for your whole health, Dual
Because
Complete
he wasn't.
also gives you
Just telling you he wasn't.
copays for routine covered
His
dental
brain's
services,
addicted to
plus
what it can do for
prescription
him.
coverage and mental health support.
It's a
It's not only
functionalizer.
a great way to get more benefits,
It
but
gets
with
you
United
to
Healthcare by
move.
your side,
Do.
you'll get more support, making your
Um,
healthcare easier to manage. We'll be
It
here,
was
ready to help,
trying to
and
help
make
him
sure
create
you have
focus.
more of what matters to you. See why
Um,
more people on Medicare and Medicaid choose Dual Complete than
And
any
the
other
reason
dual
I think
plan.
that started
And get the
becoming
United Healthcare
more and more,
U-Card.
it
As
became
part
more
of
of
your
an
plan,
issue
it
for
helps
him,
pay for healthy food,
is simply
over-the-counter
because when he
needs,
wasn't
even
on
your
it,
utilities.
he was
Call at
starting
no
to
additional
kind of
cost.
hallucinate.
So call us today. Learn about United Healthcare
And
Dual Complete plans and how to
he
get
was
more of
hearing
what matters
noises,
to you.
people at the door, dogs, things like that, barking.
Hello? Just got warmed up.
So I was trying to explain to him. So the reason why your brain is, you're enjoying this thing with cocaine is because it's causing your brain that's already imbalanced, and it's causing you to emotionalize more than you should be, basically, in a way. Kind of. It's both sides, but it's kind of like it's causing you to emotionalize more.
On the 365.
So you are turning to this substance that is causing you to go back to being more functional. The problem is because the substance is not actually the answer. It's like an over-search. It's like there's, you have the surge protectors, and if you don't use them, your device during the storm gets an over thing of electricity. So that's kind of like the same idea. So it's kind of the answer for your brain, the cocaine, but it's not actually the answer. It's trying to do the same thing though. It's trying to create that focus. It's trying to create that. Let's okay, we stop dreaming. La la la. We're gonna start focusing, and it's doing that, but it's causing him to go like this with the focus. So it's too much.
Who has to? You all have a
So
bunch
then
of
even when he's
paperwork.
off of it,
But you said
then when he's having
told
that
you you didn't
emotionalizing,
have
because the
that,
emotionalizing
correct?
started out much smaller,
All right. Do you have
more of
anything
a
over
smaller
there,
psychosis type thing.
that I can read?
Now
It
that he
indicates
when
that.
he's off of the
And this is
cocaine,
the
though, when his
email that I had
emotionalizer
sent him
kicks back, or
after I
his
realized
emotional
the
side
money
kicks
had
back
even
up
come back.
again,
But
he's
if he
over
said he don't
emotionalizing.
have to
He's
pay,
now hearing things
he
even
had
closer to
verbally told
him
me that.
um,
That's not good.
more often. There's more to it than
All
what
right.
it would
Go
originally
ahead
started
and do
out
it
as.
now. Sir, what do you say to this? How did you respond to the email where he said you told him he could keep it in exchange for not prosecuting your daughter?
Well, first of all, he can prosecute my daughter. I have no problem with that.
Do you have anything?
Nothing to do with
There's that family again. So that's that family again. You say prosecute all you want, huh? Call
No.
the DEA, everybody. It don't matter to you.
She's
you
not. She okay. When they said that, she was going like the rest of the people in the audience. Oh my goodness! How dare he? That wasn't real.
Basically, what you're
She was
saying
going along
is
with
that
the
he
crowd.
forgave the debt.
Not to say that she was
And
consciously
you
doing
say
it.
he
She might have been
didn't.
subconscious. I
You
don't
have
know.
the evidence that
I
he
just
did.
know that what
You
she
have to
had
have
on her
some
face
independent
wasn't
evidence.
true.
She
There
was a witness.
there was a
Well,
deception
stand
to it,
up. What is
which
it you
doesn't
want to
necessarily
tell me
mean she's
about
lying,
offsetting
but
the
it means
money
that the
you
brain
stole?
is
Well, no, I'm
doing
not the
something that
witness to that.
maybe it wouldn't normally have done, simply because it's
Yeah,
going
so
along
I
with the
was
crowd.
present when Olaf and Matt were actually in the kitchen, and he was writing out the check, and it said Kasha Bail or whatever. And so I witnessed that transaction take place.
Yeah, I'm not going to accept it, sir, as a defense. Judgment for the plaintiff. I don't believe you abated the. Have a good day.
Hmm.
You are the cheapest man I've ever met, buddy. You know
And
exactly.
I will not sue you for that. That's okay.
That's okay.
I'll just-
You can go ahead and
I'll
keep
just-
suing and do.
Kind of would like to know the
You might
dad's story.
find-
I really, really would kind of like to know it. And I say that because I think that there's
To fix her truck.
$2,000.
I don't know.
Show where he is supposed to do the body repair in.
I'm definitely getting a lot of functional vibes from the dad.
Then another collision in front of a judge.
He kept telling me, you can ask me. He told me, you don't have, I don't want to hear from the two of you talking over each other.
Judge Judy.
I need to make Frenchie some lunch.
Are about to
All
enter
right,
the
I'm running
courtroom
home.
of Judge Judith Sharma.
All right.
Judge Judy. Tamara Ison is suing mechanic Albert Dobson for failing to fix her car and for causing more damage in the process.
Order. All rise. It's case number 249 on the count of the matter of Isom versus Dobson.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
Miss Isom, you had a truck. Yes, ma'am. And were you in an accident with the truck? Yes, ma'am. When was that? 6/14/17. And you had insurance on the truck? Yes, ma'am. And the insurance company totaled the truck, right? But said that if you wanted to, you could keep it. And they took
Benjamin,
off
did you want some
$1,500
fruit,
for the
chicken
tolls that
cheese
they gave you.
quesadilla?
Right. How much did they give you? They gave me
Yeah.
close to $6,000. So now you had $6,000 and your truck. Right. The truck belonged to your father? Right. I have his death certificate. Did you have the title to it? Yes. You have that title here? Yes, ma'am. And you decided that you wanted to have the truck fixed? Yes, ma'am. So you took it to the defendant? I didn't take it to him. He came and picked it up. He came and picked it up because it was not drivable. It was drivable. He drove it home to his house. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And on what date did you drive it home to your house?
I went and looked at the truck possibly on
Cannot reach.
first
I'm here.
October, and I drove it home this 17.
October 16th, 2017. How much money, Mr.
I have a lot of
Dobson,
cleaning.
did the plaintiff give you to fix
Lot.
her truck?
The total amount was $2,000.
How long, Mr. Dobson, did you have the truck?
Well, when I got the truck, she told me it wasn't no time period.
That's not what I asked you.
I had the truck till she
October
had
16th until when?
it, until she had it told me. I don't remember that.
What month?
I don't remember that.
Told August 29. August of 2018. Right, the 29. That's a very long time.
Yes,
to have,
it is.
that's a very long time for you to have a vehicle having not been fixed.
Well, it was a couple of issues, Your Honor, why it did get fixed. And one of them was it was hit in the back that she never told me about.
It was what?
Hit in the rear. And when I went to put the front door on that I was supposed to replace, it did not close properly. And she told me that she did not want the truck back like that. So she sent two guys by that was supposed to straighten out the back of the truck, and they never came by. Because I got paid to fix the front of the truck. And all the money that she gave me went in parts for the truck, except for $500.
Show me the receipts for the parts.
I don't have them. The reason why I don't have the receipts for the parts, Tamara was a friend of my niece's. I do this as like for a hobby. So all of the parts that I was getting for, I wouldn't get it. Getting a regular manufacturer the price, I was getting them cheaper from junkyards that I knew that had them.
Mr. Dobson, you drove her car back to your premises in October of 2017. Was the car driven back to her house?
She could have. The car was drivable, the door was back on, and the fender was back on.
I had a receipt from it, so
I had to leave the door open on the car because the wedge of the car where it was through the back frame door, I couldn't get back in the car if I shut the door all the way.
I see pictures of the car when you got it back.
Yes, ma'am. This picture showing where he had my interior is messed up. He broke the
I
window.
was supposed to do the exterior, Your Honor.
No, the
I was
receipt.
doing
No,
it.
I don't want to hear from the two of you talking over each other.
Yes, ma'am.
the receipt show where he was supposed to do the body repair and the paint job.
Right. Exterior.
So now the wire.
Just be quiet. Okay. Could you show this to the defendant, please?
This is not how the paint job looked when I gave her the car back or when she told me that. And the paint job did not get to be sand down or buffed out because she took the car before it was through.
I want to see what the car looked like when you brought it back. Would you, Mr. Dobson, go through these pictures and tell me if any of these pictures represent what the car looked like when you brought it to your house, and if there is a picture there from when she took it back in August? Is there a picture there of when she took it back in August?
No, yeah. There's no before pictures here of the car. This is the picture of me putting a new frame into the car.
Do
you want me to put the cream cheese on it, Benji?
I want you to pay attention
The cream
to my
cheese?
question. I said, is there a picture
Yeah,
there
okay.
of what the truck looked like when Miss Isa took the car back from you? Is that
That's only one.
one?
Yep.
This is when she took the car back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All of these were before.
When I was working on it.
Okay, with the shattered window.
The window was shattered when I picked it up from her house.
Did you replace it?
No, I wasn't supposed to.
Oh, so you didn't replace it?
No, I wasn't supposed to. When the window was broke,
Just, that's a bad paint job. That's the same windshield.
Here's the note from the tow truck guy when he picked it up, saying everything that was
Don't
wrong.
tell me what tow truck guy said.
Okay.
Just a second. What is this picture of?
can I step up?
The picture.
This is a picture before, Your Honor. All of this was crushed all the way back to here on the frame. They split the wire harness that controls the backlight.
What I'm asking you is, did you do any work on the inside of the car?
I had to take the seats out to put the frame in.
Okay, and when you replaced the seats, what did it look like?
It looked a lot better than that. The wire, she took it before I finished it, but I recovered the whole floor with fiberglass and sealed it. Right when you put your feet on the gas, there was holes going through there. I filled those with fiberglass.
That's what he did.
And I bought all the material myself, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's how it came back to me. And then
See that too.
you can.
Mr. Dobson,
Take my time.
Mr. Dobson,
Mhm.
you have to give her back $1,000.
Huh?
You have to give her back
He
$1,000.
made my feel worse than it was.
That's actually all, listen to me, that's actually, there's no question in my mind that Mr. Dobson didn't finish the job for which you paid him. You gave him $2,000. There's also no question that he didn't work on the car and got parts for the car.
He don't even have a receipt.
Listen to me. There's no question that he put parts in the car, and if you were honest or had a mechanic here who worked on the truck subsequently, you have nothing.
I have estimates.
You have nothing.
So he messed up my wiring and everything.
Well, I don't know that unless you have an expert. And you don't.
Here?
No, in my breakfast room. An expert who will tell me that somebody, other than as a result of an accident, caused damage to the car. You don't have that. There's no question in my mind that Mr. Dobson bought parts for the car and he spent some time on the car. He has to give you back some money. My only question is how much money does he have to give you back? I mean, you're suing him for $5,000.
He should give me back the money I gave him. I told him that the car was sentimental to me. Every time I go over there, he kept spinning me.
Finish her car. I did not finish.
No, he kept telling me, you can ask my niece. Tanet, when he told me to have it done by Thanksgiving,
Her witness
he didn't
is
have
the
it.
one who turned her on to me. So
Do you want to be over or do you want your $1,000 back? Is my question. Do you want this to be over or do you
I don't want it to be over. I want it to be over.
judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000? Good judge.
What is that speech? Step out.
I appreciate her giving me part of my money back.
I stand behind my work 100%.
Because it's sentimental to me. I got it from my dad.
If she wanted me to still finish it and do the rest, I would do it free of charge.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Spooster versus Spooster. Step forward.
Donald Spooster is suing his son, Sean Spooster, for a loan for a truck and truck-related expenses.
Mr. Spooster, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
How old are they?
He's 34, and my one's 38 and 37.
How old are you?
34.
Do you have any sort of substance abuse problem?
No, ma'am.
Were you having a difficult financial time?
Yes, ma'am.
You were living outside of the home, but I gather from the complaint in not a very good circumstance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were living in a house that had a bunch of drug addicts.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Your father came and asked you if you wanted to move home, and you did.
Yes, ma'am.
When was that?
Probably the beginning of June, I would say.
And when you came home, your father bought a truck
Yes, ma'am.
that he put in your name.
Yes.
Did your father discuss with you buying the truck before he went to buy it?
Yes, we do.
And tell me your version of what the arrangement was with the truck, because it belongs to you, it's your truck,
Yes,
it's in your name.
we discussed it. We settled on he'd pay half and I would pay half, and I made the payments.
Just a second. Did you know how much the truck was?
Yes, I did, ma'am. So it was
How much?
$1,500.
And how did you come up with the agreement that you would pay half and he would pay half?
Well, that was our agreement that we both settled on.
Tell me about it.
We discussed that I wasn't financially set or whatever, that he would help me out, and I agreed to it. And I paid the $750.
I know that you have a script that you want to say to me, sir.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me how you and your father came to the fact that he would advance the money for the truck and you would just pay him back.
He was
for half.
doing it mostly just out of the kindness of his heart, I believe, for the most part, trying to help me out. If I worked or whatever, pay the payments, and we would be equal on it then. And it was just basically a discussion we had and a verbal agreement on what we would come across.
Want to tell me about the discussion before you went to get the truck, Mr. Spusa?
Yeah, actually, prior to talking to Sean, I hadn't talked with him for about 8 months.
It's okay. Just tell me about the truck.
He came to me and said he found a vehicle that he wanted to purchase. It was like $2,000 down the road from where he was staying. And all he had was a bike, and he was riding a bike to and from a job he had working at a lumberyard. We went and looked at that one. We talked the lady down to $1,500. The vehicle was no good. And he was kind of upset with that. And I said, first off, I told him I would.
Tell me about this truck.
The truck. I told Sean I would lend him the money for the truck, and he could come and stay with me and my wife and help me on a mobile home that we bought because it needed repairs. Anyway, I told him I would lend him the money for the truck, and he pays me for the truck as long as he didn't go out and drink and do drugs. And he assured me he was not doing that anymore. And I told him as long as the truck, I'll lend him the money, he stays with me, but if he leaves, the truck stays
I want
with
you
me.
to tell me there's no issue that your son paid for half the truck.
No, there was no issue. We never said that I was going to pay him.
Listen to me. Men have to use their ears. You have to let women finish before you pounce in. Do you understand? Where do you think he's going to get the money to pay you back?
He said he was working all these overtime hours and he did not have any
She usually
taxes
doesn't
taken
say it
out
that
plus.
way.
I know he did a side job for $500.
What does that have to do with you?
I wonder if her brain's picking
When
up
did you
on
pay
something.
her the rest?
Probably a week later.
That would be a week later. You went back and took out another $4,000.
Something that wouldn't be
No, I actually
obvious
had
to
a
pretty much
transaction
anybody else,
from
but for
another-
some
I don't
reason her
believe
brain
you. Unless
sometimes
you're going
just
to be
pick
able
up
to
on stuff.
document that so you're full of baloney.
Be prepared wherever your plans take you
I wonder.
with the team trusted across the tri-state and
I
by your
wonder,
Cincinnati
I
Reds.
do.
Fox 19 Now's First Alert Weather. the official forecast of the Cincinnati Reds.
Start your day knowing ahead with 19 hours First Alert weather.
From hot and humid to stormy and severe, we're here all morning long or anytime on the app.
First Alert weather. When we know, you'll know.
I've wanted an eternity with you from the second I met you.
Oh, yes, after my meeting, I was talking to Mom. I can't remember what we were talking about. She's like soul ties. Anyway,
You want to savor every moment.
I had to either
50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and of course, it's delicious. Fairlife.
She said something like
The law offices of Lake Mason will fight
But anyway, I was
for you.
explaining to her
Call
why
444-4444. Want more fight? More
there's
attention?
people out there
More
that just don't date very
compensation?
much.
We've recovered millions in auto and injury cases.
It's
We
wonderful
don't
if
know
their
what
friends
your
maybe
case is
music
worth
can't help
until
pick
you
on them.
call.
They make fun of them because they don't date. They don't go out very much in that way. They don't seem interested. Even when their friends might even say, hey, I know this girl or this guy that you might be interested in. It just doesn't seem to face them. It's weird.
Our mission is
So
to
of course they
provide
make fun of them and
balanced
say, is it
nutrition
because you're
for
gay?
strength
Or
and
is it
energy.
because you're
Insured with 27
you
vitamins
know,
and minerals.
incapable? I don't know. Whatever.
And
All
insured
those different types of
with 30 grams of
excuses and
protein.
Shiny new
Um,
Toyotas. What?
Well, the real truth is,
Lowest prices in the city. What? Glorious
It's not
sales professionals. What? Service pickup and
Ta-da.
delivery. What?
I know. Sounds kinda weird.
PerformanceToyota.com. Just what you're looking for.
I don't want to burn this.
Closed captioning is provided by.
Maybe I should put more cheese in.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%?
Benji, did I put enough
Try
cheese in the
Dawn
quesadilla
Power
the other
Wash
day?
Spray. It removes 99% of grease
Was that
and
enough
grime
cheese,
in
or did
half
you
the
need
time.
more in it?
Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning
You need
boosters
more.
not found
You
in
know what I'm
traditional
talking
dish
about.
soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so,
So,
well,
we
you
were
can
talking about
replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn
All right,
Power
I'll put it
Wash
more
Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better.
Some people will catch this, some people won't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
But
Donald
when we
Spruce
say something
said
like,
his son, Sean
we
Spruce,
love someone,
borrowed money
they're our
for a
one and
truck
only,
and
forever and ever,
finished paying
and
them back.
always.
Okay, I said, there's no question because you acknowledged that he paid you partially
And
for
then-
the truck.
While he was staying there, yeah.
There's no
I don't know,
question
a
that
couple
he
weeks
paid
later,
you.
No,
whatever,
but he didn't
that
pay
people
for it
break
because
up.
How much did
Doesn't
he
that seem
pay?
almost like a
he
lie?
paid $750.
Now, I know
So
some
he paid
people out
for
there are
half.
going,
No,
no,
he didn't
no,
pay for
because
half.
things
Yes, the
change.
truck was
No.
$1,500.
We're not talking about things changing.
$750 was there. And then what happened when
We're not
you
talking
made the
about
last payment, which
um,
would have brought it
the
to
what if. We're talking about the
$750?
what
What
is.
happened?
I
And
actually
what
kicked
is,
him out at one
until
point
it's time,
because he was lying
some
to me.
people are
When
not
did he
going
make
to
the
admit.
last payment?
The last payment he made
In
was
fact,
on
even to the
$728.
point where they
And
won't
when
even
did
go
he
out
leave
because
your
dating in
residence?
itself
I
is
told
kind
him
of
to
a
get out
waste of time.
and leave the truck and finish paying me for the truck
To go out
on
and
August
date different
3rd.
people.
Did you ever have an agreement with him that he would pay just for
Of course,
half
it's
and
like
you
a,
would pay
a
for half
necessary
of the
type
truck?
thing because
No,
to
not
find
at
that
all.
one
So
person,
you were advancing
sometimes
him the
you do
money
have
and
to
he
go
was
out
living
dating,
with you
right?
rent free and working.
But
Yes,
yet,
I wanted
some
him to
people
save
do
his
find
money.
somebody without having to
On
go out
what date
dating.
did he
don't
move
they?
in with you?
He moved in with me basically the day
Right
we
there.
bought the truck, the 19th
First
of
person
June.
they ever go
So
on a date
between
with.
June
That ends up
19th
being
and
the one they
July
marry.
28th, he paid you $750.
Yeah.
He worked at Columbia Yard?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I was, and then I found a new job, and I started working there at a construction company.
Oh, it's ready, Benjamin. I didn't cut the fruit
No,
up
not
yet,
at the
but
moment, unfortunately.
Why?
Me and my boss, we finished our projects we were working on, and I just started a new job at another construction company. So
When did you start the job?
about a week and a half ago.
You still have the truck?
No, ma'am.
yes,
What happened?
please.
Yeah, it broke. The transmission blew up on it, and then the clutch burned up.
Uh-huh.
And it was not worth salvaging the vehicle for how much it was going to cost to fix the.
Did you tell your father that happened to you?
No, I have not, because I've not talked to him since the day I got kicked out.
Who are you living with now?
Right now, I'm just kind of living with some friends at the moment.
Did you know that the truck broke down?
No, I hadn't talked with him since he moved out. He wouldn't return my call.
Did you call him?
I called him and I texted him.
And he was angry and didn't return your call.
He did not return my call.
Where do you think he's going to get the money to pay you back for the truck?
Well, now that he's not working again, I don't know where he would get it. But before he was working, and he said he was working all these overtime hours every Saturday. And if you're getting paid $15 an hour and you're not having taxes taken out, that's $600 a week plus working overtime and every night supposedly working overtime because when he did come back, it
Well,
wasn't
he
until
paid you $750 in a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty decent.
I know he did a side job for $500.
What does that have to do with you?
Nothing.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Put that extra cheese on, but
Or are you going to be able to document the fact that you
melts
got the other
it.
$4,000 in cash someplace a week later?
I know, and it's
No, I don't want to get yappa dabba
okay,
too.
here you go, bud. I'll put it on the plate or on the table.
My secret? I'm the sweatiest person on the rugby team. But you smell.
There you go.
She's a Swiss spa.
Yay!
Right? Secret Outlast. It gives
Yeah.
you 72 hours. Oh,
Yeah.
Secret Outlast.
I mean-
Official deodorant of Team USA. I told you it lasted a long time.
So you can't use the same explanation that I was talking to Mom with because
They had a plan for me. They helped
we,
me through the
we also were
program.
talking
They
about
set
like
it up for
movies
me.
and how,
I followed
you know,
it,
she doesn't watch movies
and I'm not
that
debt free.
there's no point to. You know, like La La La, romantic, like reading books like that. She said I was never into those Harlequin romances and things like that. I always got into like things with facts and historic. I said, gee, are you starting to hear how much more functional you really are? I mean, a lot of her characteristics really are very.
Fainting can also happen. Most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection
And,
site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and
So I told her, I said, well, it's just like what you just said, how you don't want to go to a movie and watch a movie that, you know, doesn't have a whole lot of back to it. It's a bunch of just extra stuff that you don't need. So that's it right there. It's the same
At
idea.
Odella, we discovered an online school that prioritizes
You know, when it
well-being
comes
and
to
success. We found a safe and happy
finding
place to go
someone
to
to be
school
with.
that built your confidence and let you be
There are
you.
some people
It's
out
given us
there,
the chance
that's
to
how
handle
their
the
brain
reset
works.
button. And let me tell
Now,
you, seeing that
The
spark
difficulty
return in your
is,
eyes, it's been
when
nothing
there's
short of amazing.
imbalance,
Flight deck, we are go for launch.
that can cause what should be a natural thing should happen. A person, you know, it's not time yet, and when it's time, they will. But if there's an imbalance, then that can stop that natural.
No, open door.
It would normally happen time. I've known a few people, and girls, that just
I had
weren't the
8
type
UTIs
to
in 1
go
year.
out on
This
dates or
inspired
anything.
me and my partner Spencer to launch Eucora.
And
Eucora makes
there's
effective
some of
urinary
them
tract
that
health products.
It
Whenever it's
truly
time,
works miracles.
they found that
The peace
person.
of mind I've been looking
That
for.
person found that. However you want to look at it.
To learn more.
It happened.
Toyota gives you the power of choice with a choice of power.
But I also know some of those people
Now, get up
that
to $2,000 customer
they were made fun of.
of.
Not just for that particular characteristic about them, but the fact that they seem to have difficulty in other things too. You know, difficulty talking to other people, difficulty just doing just random things in life. And so they were made fun of. In the fun, I mean, it was by their friends.
I was, yes, all you're saying was correct.
So it was, you know, all with love, right? But that can still affect us.
It's my job to determine
Because
the
when someone
demeanor and
says,
credibility of a witness.
why can't you
And when
do
you
that?
said
What's
that to
wrong
me,
with you?
It didn't have the ring of truth when I
That's
looked in your
sometimes
face.
just enough
I
for the
think that
brain
he
to say,
expected
there's
to
something
pay
wrong
your
with
father
me?
back for
Wait
the
a minute,
entire
what
truck,
is it?
and the fact that he got
And then
a
it starts
mortgage because
searching for
your
what could
34-year-old
possibly be
man
wrong
who
with
stayed
that
out
person.
all weekend. He was an
And there
medication
isn't
like that.
anything.
He said,
So
yes,
guess what? They're searching for nothing.
I'm sorry for you that the truck
But they
broke
don't know
down, but
that.
I believe that you did have an agreement with your father to pay him back for the truck. Judgment for the plaintiff.
So
laying out the
instead of them being open
$750 finished.
to
What is their excuse when they step up?
going out,
I just made you upset that if we had an argument and I got kicked out. But it's your son, and you want to do what, you know,
Like when the
whatever
brain
you can
says
to
it
try
is
to help
time
him. Move
kind
on
of
from there.
idea?
I'm trying to wash my hands of it. I've tried to help
They're
him
not
so
open
many
to it.
times. Now it's time to just move on. And he
now they want to stay inside, maybe play video games, read
All
instead.
parties in the matter of Burbank versus Smithy. Step forward.
And that's the night that they should have gone out, because that's the night they would have met so-and-so.
For the
future
unpaid
person.
balance on a horse trailer.
Miss Burbank, you were selling a horse trailer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you advertise it?
Yes, Your Honor.
On where?
On Marketplace, on Facebook.
You were selling the trailer for how much?
Now, when I say it's not
And you
fine,
reported
there's
for
different
how
reasons
much?
for why I'm
10,000.
saying
And
it's not
Mr.
fine.
Smithy answered the
I don't know if
ad,
anybody
and according to you,
remembers
sir,
about
you
before.
came on to an agreement on the price. You
One
picked up
shot
the
clock.
trailer. You gave a deposit to Miss Burbank.
kinda
She
like
wouldn't give you the
along that
title
line
until you
of
paid
thinking.
the full amount. That's what I
We get a
read. You
roadmap
don't
when we're
specify the
kids.
amount. Are you looking confused?
Well,
Oftentimes
we
when we're
settled on an
kids.
agreement for 8,000. She
Sometimes
did
it's very
advertise it.
detailed.
Right, you
Sometimes
settled
not so
on
much.
8. Did you pay her in
Now,
check or cash?
Some people,
And you
the
took the
roadmap
cash from where?
isn't
My bank account.
On what date?
earth shattering.
I'm gonna say it. I don't even, yeah, I
I'm
do.
gonna say, don't tell me
And I
I'm gonna
say that
say. You're coming
because
to court
we
today,
have
so
the
you should know
information,
exactly what date
but
you
we
took
also
the
have
cash
this
from
side
your
of our
account.
brain that we can kind of argue with it. We can say,
Yeah.
we
On
can
the same
question
day
it.
you took
We
out
can
how
say,
much?
well, this
4,000.
we
So
could
you
do it
gave
this
her
way
4.
instead.
Great. And when did you pay her the rest?
Like a,
But some people,
probably a week later.
Great, that would be
not
a
so
week
much.
later.
Their
You
brain
went
more
back
so
and took
needs
out
that
another
roadmap.
$4,000.
needs that
No,
step
I'd
one,
actually
step
had a
two, and one.
transaction from another.
I don't believe you.
And then, of course, even
any
Any people of either side can become imbalanced, and even more so, that roadmap can become sometimes more important because it's part of like the home teaching type thing. And when we're lost and confused, what do we go back? We go back to our roots, which then causes that home teaching to be the roots.
So take
So,
the challenge.
we
Make
might
sure
go back to
nutrition
that
for
for
strength and energy.
Anyway,
Someone needs to customize the same Honda Liberty Mutual.
yeah.
Wait, there's an elevator? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
You know, and that roadmap, just in case for anybody,
could have helped.
anybody, you know, whatever, if I do decide
So don't
to.
let that little chip spoil your trip.
Or they can handle it this way, I'm going to explain the
I
roadmap.
have moderate to
So the roadmap is
I'm on my way with clear
kind of like,
skin. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4
whether it's a
months.
positive or negative, coming from a positive or a negative, whatever.
Allergic reactions
Point
and
is,
an increased risk of
the
infections
roadmap
or a lower ability
is-
to fight them may occur.
I'll give you
Tell
an
your
example.
doctor if you have an infection or symptoms.
You're gonna go
have
to
a
high
vaccine
school.
or plan to.
You're going to graduate,
Skin means
you're going to go
everything.
to college, then you're going to get a good job, you're going to move out, and then you're going to get married, and then you're going to have kids. A lot of us during our childhood experienced that type of list.
Zevo, people friendly,
Mom,
deadly.
dad,
Are you or a loved one
grandparents,
between the
aunts,
ages of
uncles,
50 to 80
whomever.
years old? If you are
At some
younger
point or
than 80
another,
years old, do you
somebody
receive Social Security,
that
Disability, or
we kind of
Medicare?
look up
If
to,
you
or
answer
maybe we
yes,
don't.
you may qualify for
Will point out
$30,000
to
in
us
funeral insurance
that
for
those are the
only
steps
pennies
in
a
life.
day. The average funeral costs around
At that point,
$11,000,
that information is
and
now in the
Social
brain.
Security only pays $255.
Some people,
leaving
it
your
becomes
loved
a
ones
very
to pay the balance.
definite
Call now
roadmap.
to see if you qualify for
That's the highway we get on, and that's the highway we stay on.
Senior Legacy Life.
We might go off on a rant once in a while because something to eat, want to check out some kind of little landmark or whatever, but then we're right back on the highway again. Some people, nope, we don't even stop to eat, we just keep on through. And other people are like, well, there's the highway, but here's some roads that'll be a little more scenic. So we'll get on the highway here, but then we'll get off on the roads. The idea is that your brain can question and can say, well, maybe instead of going to college, right after high school, maybe I'll take a year and work, and then I'll go to college, right? So you see how you can question it, you can change it, things like that. Some people have the ability to do that. Some people not as much. It's different for everybody. But it's still a home teaching thing. It's a home teaching thing,
Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com.
and it sticks with us.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Well, if you noticed, when I was making that list a minute ago,
Or are you going to be
I
able to
mentioned
document the fact that you got
after, what was it, after college, you move out, you get a good job, or you get a good job, you move out, and then you meet someone and you get married and have kids, right? So
I owe her $4,000.
If somebody is
or give me some
in high
time and I'll
school,
be able to give
according
you the
to that
paperwork
roadmap,
on the transaction.
according to that list I just gave you, is it time to get married?
For the $4,000.
Is it time to meet someone?
Both times.
No.
Both times.
Well, now they're in college.
Second time
Is it time to meet someone? No. Well, now they're finished with college,
You pay
but they're still living at home.
$4,000
Is it time to meet someone?
ma'am.
No.
It's the other $4,000 that's
Now
an
they've
issue
moved
in
out.
this case.
Now is it
three
time?
things happen. Either
Yes.
you're full of baloney in the answer you just gave me, that you had
We've all
another
seen that, haven't we?
transaction, and that
Where
was
somebody
so you had
just seems to go from one
$4,000
step to the
in
next
cash
step, and
week,
that's just
or you
what
can show me
happens.
that you pulled another $4,000
No, I have.
from the bank, or you owe her $4,000. Which is it?
I can't provide you with the receipt on the transaction.
Then you owe her $4,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. That's great.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Wait a minute. Hey.
And on
This is
Monday,
not
Judge
enough.
Judy-
Come on, you can't just eat two of those.
My opinion.
You gotta at least start on a third one. Come on. I know they're big, but they're not that big.
I got a phone call from her soon-to-be ex-husband saying that the trailer was his.
I am happy that she is making him accountable for what he owes me.
There's money that's unaccounted for in a divorce.
Definitely not give him the title prior to me getting all my money.
The law offices of Lake Mason will fight for you. Call 444-4444.
Come on, Chuckles
Want more
McGee.
fight, more attention, more compensation. We bring millions in auto and injury
I need to
cases.
get my sour cream
You don't
together.
know what your case is worth until you call.
I just love this profession. He used to sing with it. He would just keep saying 4 until he get to the very end and he'd go
I'm Nick.
4.
Make it easy to sell your property. At CEG Home Buyers, we make it hassle-free with an all-cash offer, and we close when you're ready. We're cash home buyers, so don't make any repairs, and you don't pay any closing costs. Local, and we've dealt with every challenge: foreclosures, back taxes, and even vacant or inherited houses. You'll talk to anyone, and we'll put our experience to work for you.
Call 513-401-6447. That's 401-6447.
It's Watson's annual parking lot sale. Shop now and save up to 70% off on all indoor home furnishings, floor models, scratch and dents, odds and ends, and brand new overstock inventory. Plus 12-month special financing only at Watson's.
With Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk, you'll want to savor every moment. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and of course, it's delicious. Fairlife.
How AI can help lead to wrongful arrest, plus a potential breakthrough in preventing Alzheimer's. Investigate TV Plus, tomorrow at noon on Fox 19 Now.
You have a Doberman,
Yes, sir.
and your dog was unleashed.
The inevitable dog fight was broken up.
Where's
We
the
used
garlic?
pepper spray to try to get the dogs apart. Is it illegal to carry pepper spray? No, Your Honor.
But it wasn't just the dog who felt the sting.
She sprayed your child.
They sprayed the dog. The child happened to run out and was there. I certainly wasn't aiming at the child.
The child was impacted by your spraying mace.
Judge, you are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy. Robin and Scott Gilden are suing their neighbor, Travis Ogle, for pet bills resulting from his dog attacking their dog. Travis is countersuing for assault and harassment. Order. All rise.
Case number 352 on the calendar in the matter of Gilden versus Ogle.
Thank you.
You will. Judge Pike, sworn in, you may be seated. Now have a seat.
Mr. and Mrs. Gilden, the defendant's unleashed dog and your dog got into altercation when the defendant's unleashed dog approached yours.
Correct.
Your dog was injured.
Yes.
You want Mr. Ogle
Yes, Your Honor.
to be responsible for all of the vet bills. He has in fact paid some.
Yes.
Refuses to pay the rest.
Correct.
He has a counterclaim. His counterclaim is twofold. First, that you, I believe it was you used pepper spray to try to get the dogs apart. And the pepper spray, he was there and his child was there and could have been injured, so he's got a counterclaim for assault.
That's what
That's
it
the
is.
assault.
That's right.
That's dismissed.
Lovely.
Anybody go to the hospital?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody see a doctor?
No, Your Honor.
And your dog was unleashed.
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it illegal to carry pepper spray?
No, Your Honor.
Second part of your counterclaim I am going to entertain, which is that the plaintiff went to your place of business in an attempt to interfere with your job as a police officer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, so I'm going to start with you. This incident happened on what date?
November 23rd, the day after Thanksgiving, Your Honor.
And your dog was leashed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your dog, for whatever reason, you say it got tangled up and your wife went to unleash the dog. It got tangled up in your little girl's legs. And she undid the leash and the dog ran off and went over to where the plaintiff was walking her dog, which was on a leash.
Yes, ma'am.
And whatever precipitated the altercation, she got frightened. You have a large dog. She has a large dog. You have a Doberman.
Yes, ma'am.
How much were the vet bills that you paid?
My vet bill was approximately $994, and her vet bill, I believe, her initial bill was about $510.
The whole bill. Okay. What I asked you was, your dog was unleashed. No, that the problem is therefore yours. If your dog was injured, you paid for those vet bills. You paid some of the plaintiff's vet bills. How much did you pay?
I paid $510, Your Honor.
How much were your total vet bills?
They were the ones he paid and the ones he didn't pay.
Together, he paid you $510.
Then there was a consultation of $136.50, and then
Consultation.
with a dentist for the dog for $136.50. And then there was the actual procedure where they did the root canal, and that was $2,323.
Now, on what date did they do the initial consultation for $136?
Yeah, the 136 was on, it was December 12th.
And on what date was the initial vet bill of $510?
There was a vet bill of November 23rd when I took him to the vet right after the incident. That was $260. And then I took him to, the next week, I took him to our regular vet where we used to live and play at El Rey. She did some dentistry work. And that
listen, if you have specialty work done on a dog, I assume you have an expert that is going to tell me that work that you have done a month after this incident on a root canal on a dog's tooth was a direct result of the incident that happened on November 23rd.
Your Honor, here's the initial vet bill that said that he needed the dental work done, and I also have pictures that show his broken tooth. So this is the initial vet bill that was on the 23rd. And here's the broken tooth. Do you want to see other injuries as well?
No, I just want to see. See.
Ta-da! I don't know if you can see it better.
No, I actually am not satisfied that he's responsible for cosmetic dentistry on your dog.
Not cosmetic dentistry. The nerve was exposed, and they were concerned that the
I
nerve.
can't tell because the screen changes and it flashes out.
To have a vet that I can inquire who will tell me what he's showing me.
The actual procedure why they did the root canal.
I understand why they do root canal. I'm the child of a dentist, and I'm the sister of a dentist, so I actually know why they do root canal on people, which is the same reason that they do root canal on dogs. And sometimes, if you need a root canal on your side tooth, dentists will say, well, I'm going to do root canal and put in a crown. That's going to be $3,000. Or for $65, I can pull the tooth. What's your pleasure? That takes care of the exposure, and that takes. So when I say
Not
to you,
mine.
I'm certainly not convinced that the defendant is responsible for cosmetic dentistry on your dog.
My understanding is that
I don't care what your understanding is. I need an expert. What I limitedly know from my own personal experience as a human being is you are given an option. I've heard the option 1,000 times in my life, having lived in a household. I could do root canal and a crown for you for $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. Well, I don't have $3,000. The alternative is to take out that tooth. If that's the choice.
I understand your.
And you can't tell me
They said I couldn't do a crown.
why they couldn't do that with your dog.
It was a front tooth.
Too much.
You can't tell me why they can't do that with a dog. I don't know.
I waited too long?
What I'm telling you is absent expert testimony of why they can't do that with a dog. And if you choose to have cosmetic dentistry for your dog, you can have cosmetic dentistry for your dog, which is what you did for $2,000.
or $2,300, but that doesn't mean he's responsible for it.
The extraction would have been $1,000 because they have to put the dog out.
Just a second. You don't have anybody to testify to that.
Your Honor, do you want us to go back and get us, because I didn't realize I would need that kind of expert testimony.
No, I don't think this is your chance. I don't want you to go back to anywhere. I don't want you to go. I'm just telling you.
I didn't realize I needed that expert advice.
What you realized or not is not particularly relevant. When you came to court to ask for the additional medical bills. And I am not prepared to say that in this kind of situation where both dogs were injured and he's taking care of his own dog's medical bills and your dog was injured and your dog's injuries, initial injuries, were far less than the defendant's based upon what you paid to the vet, unless he went to a very expensive vet and you went to a cheap vet, which I doubt. So his dog's injuries were serious. He took care of those because he evidently realized that his dog was unleashed. So if there was a dog fight, it was his responsibility. I'm taking care of my dog's vet bills, and I'll even take care of your dog's vet bills, which he did. He was not prepared to take care of your dog's cosmetic dentistry, and I will not order him to do that. Period. You choose to do it, your prerogative. Just like if after he was in a dog fight, your dog could use braces. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I have 3 dogs. I love them to death, but I wouldn't put braces on them. Nor would I put a crown on my dog.
We didn't put a crown.
What I'm telling you is I wouldn't spend $2,300 if I could do something to my dog that would be okay and expect somebody else to pay for it. He's not paying for it. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. And your counterclaim is harassment. I give you 3 minutes for the harassment, Mr. Ogle.
Yes, Your Honor. So at the conclusion of this incident, I understand that my dog was off leash, and that's why I opted to pay automatically, and I had no disputing that whatsoever. Afterwards, I was having a text communication with Robin and an exchange, and we were discussing the medical bills. And after I thought about it, and I, like you, also considered yourself, Your Honor, that the cosmetic surgery seemed a little ridiculous, knowing that they could just pull the tooth. I opted out not to pay the $3,000 that she was asking for. And then immediately afterwards, she started getting very aggressive with me and throwing her status as an attorney. I found it that she was trying to intimidate me and persuading me not to come here today. And
Okay, I'd like to see
yes, Your Honor.
that.
Here's text messages.
She's an attorney and she didn't know what kind of information she should bring to court.
Well, I don't find these harassment, sir. I find that telling a tale, you were both actually relatively civil to each other. You tried to explain your position. She explained her position. She clearly understands that there is a strict liability for under the California leash law. I don't know whether she realizes that in the spraying of mace, she sprayed your child. Did you know that?
No, Your Honor, but
Not a but. The answer is you did not.
no, I sprayed the dog. The child happened to run out and was there. I certainly wasn't aiming at the child.
I understand you weren't aiming at the child. That's not particularly relevant to me whether you were aiming
Still
at
happened.
the child. I don't think that a person like you would aim mace at a child who wasn't doing anything. But
Some people
in
would.
the heat of the moment, the child was impacted by your spraying mace. Well, you can understand how her father would feel in having to put the child, a young child, through a decontamination process because you didn't know how to control your mace.
Your Honor, the child ran to where the dogs were. He was feet from the dog. I sprayed the mace, in fact, right in the dog's face. And it was the off spray that got to the child because the child was not in control.
For that, I would say I'm very sorry. I didn't hear anything about that.
Judge Judy continues.
If she's an attorney,
Did you do anything else?
I did not, Your
she's
Honor.
either not a
Did you
good
go to his
attorney
job?
I did not,
or
Your
she
Honor.
was
The plaintiff's
overfocused.
husband attempted to file a complaint.
If he filed a complaint against you at your place of business having to do with this case, I would find that overreaching.
And later today,
Why would you write this? I can't believe that I had to do that to someone's car last night for hitting my car. So I apologize to anyone that's seen me on live acting up.
Well,
don't burn up your money on high energy.
On live.
Energy efficient windows from Champion. Stay cool and stay
So they can use their phone to video online, but I can't.
off every window. The more you buy, the more you save.
I need to learn these things better.
Champion or
I
schedule
really
your
do.
free in-home estimate online today.
I have a feeling she's probably a decent attorney.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But now with Greenie's dental treats, Greenie's well-being made wonderful.
It's that whole idea that we can always clean everybody else's house is way better than we can clean our own.
I did know that back pain, foot pain.
Like if you have kids
with the job before my
and
arch
you
supports,
they want to go over
I
to so-and-so's house for dinner
but
or
since
stay the
getting
night.
the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I'm more positive.
And you get a phone call the next day from so-and-so's parents.
It's like opening
Oh my
up a
gosh,
whole
your
life,
kid is
like
so
sunshine
nice.
coming
They're
up.
so
I
well
would
behaved. They
recommend
help with dishes after dinner. They ate all their food. All this stuff. You're like, my kid?
Hi, Grandma.
Oh yeah, they even offered to help vacuum.
What position did you play?
First base.
My kid?
I used to play.
They have to,
When our hearing wouldn't
they have to
allow us
bribe
use a
them
regular phone,
with everything under the sun to get them to run the vacuum. What are you talking about? My kid willingly, voluntarily ate all their food and ate and ran the vacuum.
Provides captions on a phone like captioning on your TV, so you can see what the caller is saying live as they say it.
making it easy to understand and respond immediately.
There is no insurance or
At
Medicare
home,
required. Clear Caption service
we
is provided at
automatically
no cost to you
functionalize
through a
differently than we
federally
do
funded
out in the world.
program. We
We're more
deliver,
selfish.
install, and train you on how to use your phone, all at no cost to you.
It's our home.
Give your loved ones the independence
Of course we're going to
and
be more
connection
selfish.
they deserve.
And when it comes to
see if you
kids,
qualify to get a Clear
well,
Captions
let's
phone
see
at
here.
no
If
cost
they
to
don't
you,
run the
call
vacuum,
1-800-446-9096.
we know mom and dad still, like, they want the vacuum ran, so they'll do it. And all we have to do is smile at them and we can get away with it. I know. Some parents are out there like, no, that does not work that way.
Try Dawn Power
But
Wash
some
Dish
parents are
Spray.
like,
It
yeah,
removes
that's true.
99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robin and Scott Gilden say neighbor Travis Ogle is responsible for
Sometimes I love to watch the
benefits
audience
resulting
because they're
from
more
a dog
entertaining than the people.
But I do think that it was a relatively civil exchange, and I don't find this particularly harassing. Is there anything else that you want to tell me about the harassment?
Actually, Your Honor, there is. So post-incident,
So now we have these email exchanges where you say you've consulted with people, an attorney. She says, I am an attorney. There's a strict California leash law. You said, I've consulted an attorney. I've sent you the check for $510 since your dog's tooth was broken when he bit down on my dog's neck. I'm not paying for the cosmetic surgery for your dog. I already paid for my dog's wounds as a result of being bitten by your dog, and I'm not paying for the cosmetic dental work because the tooth was broken during the course of a bite to my animal who I paid for. Okay, so I've got that.
Yes, sir.
Now, that's been it. I'll see you in court. Okay, did you do anything else?
I did not, Your Honor.
Did you go to his job?
I did not, Your Honor.
Okay,
The plaintiff's husband, I was told, had filed or attempted to file a complaint.
not was told. Do you have a complaint?
No.
If you had a complaint, I would certainly look at it, because if he filed a complaint against you at your place of business having to do with this case, I would find that overreaching. Wouldn't you? Yes. Perfect. Okay, so there's no proof
You were
that he
told?
did that. Fine,
How
your
does that
case is
work?
dismissed, as is your countersuit. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why is that excused? You may step out.
I at least should have received the $1,000 that it would have taken to extract the tooth.
Justice was served today.
The day after the incident, I couldn't get out of bed because my back was so sore from pulling on my dog.
I feel like she's emotionally compromised. I feel like her behavior is just pretty erratic.
Fortunately, I didn't realize I had to bring in forensic dentistry into this court to prove my case.
I'm just glad the dog's alive, and I'm glad she's not my attorney.
No, you just needed something from the vet that said, we did this, and the reason we did this is because of.
Jerry Moyer III is suing 23-year-old Yare Fowler for vandalizing his car.
See, she's
outside
overreaching.
a
She's
nightclub.
Mr. Moyer,
She's
is your
she's an
friend
attorney.
the defendant owes you
About anybody else, I
$4
might not say they're
vandalizing his
overreaching
car,
necessarily.
correct?
She's
The
an attorney, so
defendant
she
says
should
that you
know the
actually
rules,
owed
right?
money for
She
damage
should
to
know
his
what
car
would be
when you
required
backed into it in
in
the
court
parking lot.
as evidence.
So let's start with, what was the date of this incident?
It was the 25th, the day after Thanksgiving,
What time?
probably around 1 o'clock in the morning.
You were going to where?
We was going to the
By the
pub.
way,
Me and my
You and your
it
friend.
looks like she's
my friend was going to the pub.
over emotionalizing.
No, it was
Did you find park in the street?
Yes.
Did you have to
Which, of course, it
parallel
looks
park?
that way.
Yes.
And when you were parallel parking, you actually did hit Mr. Fowler's car.
But
I tapped his bumper.
the reason I say it's
And
over-functionalizing
it's
is
1 o'clock
because
in the morning, and anywhere 1 o'clock
she's
in the
not just
morning, it's
saying
dark.
a dentist.
So
She's
you
saying
got out of
the
your
dentist,
car,
the best
what you do?
dentist.
Me and
There's that
my
going up to the
witness,
highest,
we
the best,
checked the car.
the
There was
one,
no
the
damage.
one, the
And you
top,
left.
the one and
No,
only.
we didn't leave. We went inside the club.
Yes,
That's
I mean, you got the
functionalizing.
car and went inside the
Yes.
club to continue what you wanted to do. And when do you claim that Mr. Fowler vandalized your car?
Well,
Because it was Mr. Fowler's car that you had hit before you went into the club.
Yes.
When do you claim that he had vandalized your car?
Well, when my witness came back into the club, yeah, I went outside to get some cigarettes out of my car. He came. Yes.
So tell me, your witness is?
Derek Hartley.
Tell me what you saw when you came out of the club to get something from his car, from Mr. Moyer's car.
So I came out to the club to go get my cigarettes out the car. As I was walking across the club parking lot, I've witnessed
I thought it wasn't a parking lot. I thought it was.
No, the club parking lot. We went out to the street. I was going out to the street. As I was walking across the parking lot, I'm looking at the street right there. And that when I witnessed the defendant busting out his windows with a bat and somebody recording him doing it.
Now, you have, according to you, evidence of that because someone posted that on the internet.
Correct.
I'd like to see that.
He
Or darn.
He deleted the video. Then the next day, he had put a status up saying, I apologize for doing that to somebody's car. And I do have that status.
I'd like to see it.
I actually didn't judge at all. Didn't do anything to his car when I left.
Yes, you just. Why would you write this? I can't believe that I had to do that to someone's car last night for hitting my car. But you know I'm better than that, so I apologize to anyone that's seen me on live acting up.
Well,
Well,
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
what do you think?
Darn, cameras are everywhere.
In the plaintiff's car.
I personally don't know when.
You think he parks his car, he hit your car.
I was actually physically in the car when he hit it.
Then why wouldn't you have said something at the time?
My secret? I'm the sweatiest person on the rugby team.
But you smell fresh as a Swiss spa.
I know, right? Secret Outlast.
It gives you 72 hours. Gold protection.
Secret Outlast. Official deodorant at Team USA. I told you it lasted a long time.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to get out of debt myself, and that's when I called National Debt Relief.
They had a plan for me. They helped me through their program. They set it up for me. I followed it, and I'm now debt free.
Sorry, I can't stand it when cheese gets stuck to the plate.
To get started. A perfect day for a family.
So I either have to scratch it off and throw it in the garbage, which is a waste, or scratch it off and eat it.
Only Shingrix has proven over 90%
That way it doesn't go down the sink
Shingrix is a vaccine
when I'm
used
washing
for
the plate.
adults 15 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone. It is not for those with severe allergic
My
reactions.
children may not have good
Ingredients or
habits, but I try
previous dose.
to.
An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shingrix today.
Watson's annual parking lot sale is going on now. Shop now and save up to 70% on outdoor furniture. Save on floor models, scratch and dents, overstocked inventory, and more. Cushions from $9. Umbrellas from $48. Solar cantilever umbrellas, $4.99. Four-piece wicker groups are only $3.99. And all-weather wicker sectionals just $9.99. Millions of dollars of overstocked new inventory is 30, 40, 50, and even 70% off. Plus 12-month special financing. All during Watson's parking lot sale.
I come from a family of iron workers. I'm proud of the work that I've done. Iron's in my blood. I worked 44 years as an iron worker. I earned every cent. Because Wall Street got reckless, our pensions were
Oh my gosh, there was a picture of this man up in the air.
He wrote a bill that helped 100,000 Ohio workers get their pensions back. Every penny. Steele doesn't get
Nope.
it, and neither did Sherrod Brown.
That happened.
Tell Sherrod, keep delivering for Ohio workers.
What's wrong?
Real cases, real people.
What's wrong?
Jerry
Hmm?
Boyer III says, Yare
Smashing.
Fowler smashed out the windows of his car outside a nightclub. Yare has a countersuit for damage to his car.
Okay, go ahead.
What he said was not correct. I actually didn't damage his car. It was actually my car that I actually damaged. So I actually have a picture of my window and all of that. So I didn't do anything to that man's car. I have proof
I
and everything.
can't believe that I had to do that to someone. last night for hitting my car. So you're going to show me that you caused damage to your own car windows?
No, actually, when we got in a physical altercation with whoever his cousins or whoever they was, that's when my back window and all that had got
Can
broken
I see pictures of your car with the smashed windows? Do you have an estimate for the windows?
Yes.
Were you at the club that night?
Yes, I was. I was actually outside.
What time did you arrive there?
At the club, I arrived at the club roughly 11 o'clock.
And you parallel parked.
Correct.
Who were you there at the club with?
I was actually with my witness, Marquet. It was actually his birthday.
When did you find out that someone had hit your car?
I actually, when we walked out of the club together, I noticed that my tire was slashed. When I noticed my tire was slashed, I actually called my ride. He called his ride as well as my witness. As we were both sitting there, basically, the defendant basically backed into my car.
Yes, he said he backed into your car.
Yes, during that time, I called my ride. He calls my witness, called his ride, and then that's when I pull out. When I pulled out, rolling on the window, the plaintiff hit my window, my car, the side.
What?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by.
Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has a 30-gram blend of high-quality protein.
Great. Now I'm going to be trying to do that later on.
So take the challenge. Ensure nutrition for strength and energy.
Probably I can't. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
One of the reasons I got to get this house in order.
Wait, there's an elevator? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
That happens a lot, but Safe Flight could have helped. So don't let that little chip spoil your trip.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace. I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Thanks to Skyrizi, I'm on my way with clearer skin. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clearer skin in 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections, or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. My skin, everything. Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
With bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Botraps. Zevo works 24/7 to attract and trap flying insects for effortless protection. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
What's the key to getting a good-looking, reliable used car, truck, or SUV, even with bad, little, or no credit? It's Cincinnati Auto Credit, offering easy financing, affordable down payments, and unlimited
What are you doing?
included with every vehicle. Visit us today in Cincinnati or Fairfield.
Bring on the baskets for only $8.99 this summer.
They're coming down.
Delicious clothes to choose from.
Did you want me to get you something to wear
Chicken tender or buffalo
after your
chicken
bath?
tender basket and more. Celebrate summer with baskets for only $8.99.
I
Stop in,
know.
Carry out or order online at Frisch's.com. It started. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention.
Do what now?
Certain HPV cancers can start then too.
not open
Listen,
You have got to get the. Come here. Come here. Out. 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 Out now. Up now. Thank you.
embrace this
What
way
did I
to
tell
help
you?
protect them in the next. Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Bring on the baskets for only $8.99 this summer at Frisch's, with 6 delicious combos to choose from. Try your classic sliders basket, chicken tender, or buffalo chicken tender basket, and more. Celebrate summer with baskets for only $8.99. Stop in, carry out, or order online at Frisch's.com.
What's the key to getting a good-looking, reliable used car, truck, or SUV, even with bad, little, or no credit? It's Cincinnati Auto Credit, offering easy financing, affordable down payments, and unlimited warranty included with every vehicle. Visit us today in Cincinnati or Fairfield.
Want justice? Go to JudgeJudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay, go ahead.
As I just started driving around the corner, noticed that the car was sitting there. As the car was sitting there, my plaintiff, with my witness, his right, actually comes and gets him
And then after that is when I started taking pictures of the car as well. And I called the police and let them know that was going on.
Mr. Powell, what do you think broke all of the windows in the plaintiff's car?
I personally don't know when.
I'm just.
When I
What do you think? You think he parks his car, he hit your car, he actually should have put a note on the car. I tapped your bumper. If there's any damage, contact me.
I was actually physically in the car when he hit it, and as well as I called the police.
You just changed your story, Mr. Fowler. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,540. Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, step out. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
When we got in the car, the defendant backed into my car. Her decision was fair. If I broke out his windows, the police would have never let me leave. Any window you could find in the car was busted out. Why would I sit there and wait the whole entire time if I broke out the windows? When you do something wrong, you got to pay for it. And when you lie, you're going to get caught. Next time when somebody get drunk and they want to go out, don't drive your car. Get an Uber.
I don't.
I happened to be on vacation in Florida during bike week, and I was the first one that got hit. He was running like 55 miles an hour. He ran into me. Didn't
But
even see
he was
me.
there and he
Jumped me
hit
off
the car and he was in the
multiple
car. Why
trauma.
wouldn't they
I
have
was off work
discussed it
for
at that
13
time?
months. I was really scared to go to an attorney. because
Better?
here at my
You have your
work,
shirt on
attorneys
backwards.
are like, let's make a quick
As always.
toward me. He would never sell me
You want to turn it around? Are those pants too big?
got more than what I even thought.
Do you want me to get you some different ones?
More than anybody I know.
Or you want me to show you a cool trick?
I done. It's a very big thing in my life to be
Excuse
able to
me.
get
Yes,
in
you
my car
did.
and go to the club and practice, and I couldn't
Pardon.
do that. My pain was so bad, I even considered surgery.
I'm so proud of him. He's probably caught me doing it.
Cutting-edge
You
image-guided
tuck to the
treatments
top of
that place
the
a natural lubricating gel
shorts or
directly into your
skirt. It's a
affected
little bit
joints.
too
This
wide,
FDA-approved
you know, a little
non-surgical
too
procedure replenishes
stretched
the missing
out.
cushioning fluid to
And you
provide
tuck them
recovery
into
and pain
something
relief.
that's not so
These
stretched out. That's
treatments
on
help
you.
to improve your mobility without surgery or downtime. Arthritis Pain Centers
Or up underneath
gave
it
me
too.
relief that I was looking for. They care about your pain. Covered by Medicare
It
and most
works.
private
Don't
insurance,
knock
we help
it.
relieve the pain for over 50,000 patients. Arthritis Knee Pain
Oh,
Center
boy,
relieved my pain and got my life back. The rest is history, baby. Call now. Schedule your no-charge screening
Rest
today.
is history,
Call
baby.
800-241-7813. That's 800-241-7813.
Mm.
Tonight's primetime lineup is sponsored by The Basement Doctor. From the station that's always local, always down. This
Oh, wait a minute. I should actually, hold on 1 second.
T. Higgins is expected to be the
Eh.
We tried to reach out to Heather Thorson, Brandon Voss, and Chad Voss, but were unable to get a hold of them. So if you're watching, please give us a call.
real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Rashi Cradell says the defendant is her fiance's best friend, and they used to hustle together. Rashi claims the defendant spent 14 years in prison for dealing drugs, and she's suing him today because he totaled her car. Defendant Sean Ellaby has been hustling since the age of 12, but 14 years in prison changed him. Sean credits Rashi's fiancée for getting him released from prison early, but he says Rashi is annoying and aggravating. He's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated. Start with you.
Well, Judge, I've known Sean, Mr. Ellaby, maybe since 1997. He's actually the best friend of my fiance, Pierre. Back in the days, they used to hustle drugs, you know, like in the streets. And 2005, Sean was sentenced to 14 years federal prison for selling narcotics. Now, when he came home, we allowed him to come and stay in our house.
How much was it? A lot.
100 kilos, 200 kilos.
Nah, follow. Overall, they said $3 million worth of narcotics.
You know what that means? That could be street value. That's all, man. You avoid it.
So we
Thank God you're out, though. When did you get out?
27th of March, 2019.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so well, Mr. Ellaby, after he came home from prison, we allowed him to come and stay in our house, rent-free, no responsibilities of paying no bills, nothing. The only thing that I required was no women in my house.
Oh, you sound crazy.
No, it's not
You. I'm turning over to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn my back on you.
Why? I don't think that's wrong. He wants to be free to do that. He can get his own place. Doesn't mean he can't go to the other one, that woman's place.
Prison 14 years, but you can't have no women.
You can say she can't have, just not in the house.
No. What else you want to tell me before I go?
Maybe the garage was okay.
What are the other conditions?
Well, besides him, the rule, you know, Sean is very nosy, cocky, always jumping in people's conversations when it has nothing to do with him. Anytime I would
You won't let him get that energy out of him. Go ahead.
Well, he needed to leave my house to get that energy out. Go run around the block.
All right.
Go take the garbage out. Go mow the lawn. Something other than taking the energy
Your
out
rules,
in
your
my
house, your rules,
My
your
house,
right.
my rules.
You're right. And no sex.
Right.
That's
there
right.
you go. Now that's the rule that he broke. So one day I came downstairs, and in my family room there were some shoes that did not belong to me. And next thing I know, I started hearing these moaning and groaning voices, and it was Sean upstairs humping and bumping with some chick. And I told Pierre it's time for him to go. So he needs no. It's not.
How did you get in there?
No.
It's
no.
6 in the morning. Should be sleeping.
No.
That was the noise you make. You've been gone for 14 years. You know, you was howling at the moon. Go ahead, man.
At 6 in the morning, I'm up because I have
Now you don't have to explain that. All right, I got that. Let me allow him to get some background.
Your Honor, I've been in the streets hustling since I was 12 years old. You know, my mother and father was addicts, so I took on responsibility since I'm the oldest to take care of my younger siblings. In my time being in the street, I met Pierre. We became real close. It's been about 22 years now. And, you know, like she said, I caught 14 years in the feds. In my time in the feds,
you do any time?
Yes, Your Honor.
He didn't give you up, did he? No. Well, y'all were on the conspiracy together? Oh, y'all wasn't on the same case?
No, go ahead. Don't do that. I don't do that. But long story short, the 14 years changed me. You know, I'm a law-abiding citizen now. I'm a commercial driver. I'm a tattoo artist. You know, I got a whole different appreciation for life. Now, mind you, in my transitions, Mr. Thompson, Pierre, he helped me get out because he filed the motion through a lawyer. Just appreciate, you know, to my friends, love you, God, my lawyer. In that time, you know, the 22 years I know him, I've met Rashid, Now, Rashid, she's good people. She's just aggravating. I can't even take it. She's annoying. She's aggravating. She's hypocritical. She plays this church thing. Also, church, I go to this. I've been home 7 months. I ain't say go to church yet. Somebody go to the secret church. I don't know. It might be a night church. When I'm sleeping, I don't know what church it is. But I haven't seen the day church. So there could be some night church going on, you know.
You don't see me go to church because I put you out.
I ain't see a church. She might be like the secret society church. It could be like, I don't know. Be some kind of church.
You go to church?
Yes, sir. I go to church.
What church
What's
is that?
the name of it?
New Bethel Church of God in Christ, City of Praise.
When they open?
Assistant Jamar Frazier.
They not open.
I'm gonna call it.
They are 2020 Broadway, Schenectady, New York.
They must be closed for renovations.
No.
I'm gonna call my pastor, Bishop Blake, who's the presiding bishop over the International
Church of God in Christ.
I'm gonna call him and see.
Give me your phone. But in that time, Your Honor,
I'm just kidding.
In that time, Your Honor, you know, that's how I've changed my life. Good. You know, and I'm focused on getting my life in order. Good. You know, with my loved ones and friends, the transition's been real smooth.
More of Judge Mathis in a moment.
Please tell me your lawyer, because you're super malpractice. He didn't allow you to testify in your own defense at trial, did he, over your 12 trial, did he? I would have gave you 30.
He didn't make any attempts to call. He didn't make any attempts to
be in my life until when I was 18 and I graduated from high school, and he wanted to come and show her my graduation and then be all proud. That's when he showed up.
The child support was over too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
no, Your Honor. Oh, time out. Rewind this, Your Honor. There wasn't no child support ever owed on them.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Have both Medicare and Medicaid? Now's the time to explore your options and choose the coverage that's right for you. Choose a plan that offers you more benefits at no additional cost. Millions of members turn to WellCare for benefits and services that go beyond basic
I gotta
Medicare
do
and help
Toby's
them
hair
lead
today.
better,
Oh
healthier
my
lives.
god.
Choose a plan with $0 or low monthly premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. And with WellCare, you don't just pay less, you get
He does
more.
not make it easy.
More dental with comprehensive coverage. More vision and hearing with
I have to take him
eyewear
outside to
allowance
cut
and
his
hearing
nails.
aids. Plus prescription drug coverage with
I have to take him
$0
outside
preferred
to
generic
do his
and
hair.
free home delivery. Call us at 1-844-962-0088.
But it has to be done because he wants me to pet him. And as soon as I pet him, all of a sudden this great big puff of hair comes up and it just flies around in the air. What do I have to do, buddy?
Your options to see if a WellCare plan is the right decision for you. WellCare has a large network of quality doctors and specialists. And WellCare Medicare Advantage plans come with this all-in-one WellCare Spendables debit card.
You know your shirt's on back. You took the shorts off and put the other shorts on. Mom.
My other shorts are still on.
I see that. That's fine.
Have some of
Including online doctor visits
Yes, you
and
may.
free benefits with online classes. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to provide
Not too much,
Medicare
it's diet
Advantage
dear.
plans.
Really, you should have regular.
It's been serving those with Medicare,
Or nothing. Not,
Medicaid,
yeah.
and
There is some of that
prescription
pink
drug plans
lemonade
for more
too
than
that we made.
35 years. Call
If
now.
that's any
We're
better.
here to answer your questions and even assist
Darned if you
enrolling
don't.
over
Darned
the
if you
phone.
do.
Choose a company that puts your health first. WellCare. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one guide. 1-844-962-0088.
What did I do with that fruit?
People everywhere are raving about Vinia, the breakthrough clinically proven red grape superfood for better blood flow. Vinia significantly increases the dilation of arteries and delivers oxygen and essential nutrients to your brain and heart to give you the physical energy and mental alertness you want.
My focus is incredible now. It's amazing.
The blood flow aspect of it is huge.
I'm super alert all day long.
Vinia now comes in convenient coffee pods too. Love your Vinia or your money back.
In fact, I'm gonna turn my back on you all together. What? Now, it wouldn't have been as bad.
No.
If the man had been in prison for 14 years. How you gonna tell a man who's been in prison 14 years you can't have no women?
Plaintiff Rocky Cradell is suing her fiance's friend, who she says spent 14 years in prison for selling drugs.
Now, tell me about the car.
So I used to own a 2008 Dodge Charger. Sean asked me if he could borrow my vehicle, and I told him no because he did not have a driver's license.
I think she just did re-emphasize on that because she said I owned and then she said I used to own.
I told him no.
Sir, that's enough.
So
Sorry, no.
yes. So Mr. Pierre came to pick me up from work that evening, and while he was there at my job, he said Sean had an accident with my car and we need to go pick him up because the state trooper had him. And I'm like, how did he get my car? He's like, oh, well, he asked me if I could use it, and I told him yes. I said, I already told Sean no, he could not use my car. So he's like, I didn't know that you told Sean that he couldn't use your car. So when we arrived where he was with the state trooper, he loves being in the back of a cop car.
Stop that.
I told him, you're going to have to pay for my car because I specifically told you no. And he says, I'll take care of it. Now he's saying, oh, it's a death trap. I shouldn't have to pay for it.
What happened? Did
He
you
told
find out the
he
details?
told the car.
Did you find out how it occurred?
He's saying that the car had bald tires and that it was a piece of crap.
But it hit something to be total.
He went off the road and tore up the undercarriage.
Okay, did the police come? to
Yes, the police
scene?
came, they totaled the car out, and they had to tow the car away.
And he told them that occurred, that It slid off the road. Did it give them any other details?
Yes, he
No?
told them that my car had bald tires. That's why he slid off the road.
Okay. Let me hear from you, sir.
Now, Your Honor, on the day in question, I'll.
Well, usually in the
ask her
police
tonight
report,
to be
it says
appointed
a-
action. I had some
That kind of
things to do
stuff.
to
It says the
Aaron Rod.
condition of the
She
car.
she only uses one. I'm not gonna use them both. It's sitting there in the driveway, you know. So she says no. I said okay. I made an executive decision to go above her head. I said, Pete, bro, I need to use the car. I got some things to do. You know, I got to run around. He's like, okay, take the key. Get the key. Gotta go. I said, all right, I got you. I'll be back. So
I made
run
the
around,
executive
make my little
decision to go
errands,
above her
see my
head.
little lady's friends because I can't have them at the house. So on my way back, it started
It's her
raining.
fault. It's her
As I'm
fault.
coming home,
I can't have women
it's
at the
a
house. I gotta use
turn
the
you have to
car.
get off the exit to go to the house. As I'm coming around this turn, the car starts to slide. The car slides, hits a cement foundation that's in the ground. I guess it used to be a light at one time or something. The car went over that, it ripped the whole undercarriage up, and I went down a hill. Now, mind you, being that I'm such an extraordinary individual, I walked away unscathed. Because anybody else, they probably would have died in this accident. This was a death trap on
Why
wheels.
shouldn't you pay?
I feel I shouldn't pay because she had a death trap on the road. This car couldn't pass inspection.
She wasn't driving it.
For?
Emotional stress.
What did she do to you?
She emotional because she let me get. She had a death trap registered and insured on the road, and it shouldn't have been on the road.
It
It
wasn't.
should not have been on the road.
And I told
And
you
I
no.
saved her. I said she should be paying me for saving her life.
No.
Because had that been her, she might not have made it.
I told you
I just
no.
love how some
She might
people
not
do
have made
it.
She's so little.
Please tell me your lawyer, because you should sue him for malpractice. He didn't allow you to testify in your own defense at trial, did he, over your drug trial, did he? I would have gave you 30. If you talk
It was their fault.
The drug trial that is faulty logic, first of all. Let's start here. She told you no. So when you took it anyway, you committed a crime if you wanted to.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told you no when you took a car, and she told you no when you take something from somebody and they tell you not to. That's theft.
But I got permission from the other guy.
You don't know the difference.
Well, now it comes down to whose name the car is in.
Between right and wrong. He doesn't know what a crime it isn't a crime. He needs
Legally.
to go back in. So stop it. They're gonna say people have been free need to go back in because they don't know the difference between right and wrong, and that is a crime. Taking her car, at the very least, it's negligent. You created the first negligent act or illegal act by taking it.
I'd
Everything
explain
that
that one.
follows that goes wrong is your
Knowing the
fault.
difference between right
Because
and
had you
wrong.
not committed the illegal or negligent act
He
in the
doesn't,
first
but he
place,
thinks he does
none
because
of
it's
that
like
would've
you.
happened. It could
The
very well
functional
be
brain
she
is all
told you
about
no
facts,
because
truth,
she knew
law.
those
Doesn't
things
necessarily
were
mean it has
wrong.
to be the real
And
facts
she
or
may
the
have
real
known
truth
how to
or the real
operate a
law.
raggedy car,
It's about what
but
makes
didn't
sense to
trust
you.
what you knew.
And if you learn a
Well, I
different
know how
law
to
than
operate
everybody
my own
else,
raggedy
well,
car,
it's
but
still
you're
the
not gonna
law,
know how to operate my raggedy
but only in
car,
your head.
so no. You got it? You tried to
But now the
operate
brain
your
will make
raggedy car,
decisions based
and you
on
couldn't.
that
She
law,
told you.
as if
Coming
it's a
up
real
on
law.
Judge Mathis.
For 4 years, sir. You were there 4 years? Were you all enemies?
No, I think you have to be good friends before you can be good lovers. I just came out
4 years for friendship?
Now you can sometimes tell when somebody is just kind of making it. They like they even themselves know what they're saying is bull, but they're making a show of it. It's just the way they are. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang, right?
He put poor WD-40 on me, Your Honor. Poor WD-40 on me after he beat and held my mother hostage, and I tried to defend her.
I definitely need to hear that one.
For the first time on broadcast television, you will take a
We're having fun while doing
Kevin Hart.
I bet on your best friend.
No, you're not.
Plus a celebrity friend.
Kiki Palmer, Jimmy Kimmel, Ted Cruz, Tiffany Haddish, my man DJ Khaled.
Kevin Hart, What the Fit? Starting Thursday night, 8, 7 Central.
Um,
on the 365.
You can tell though sometimes when somebody is actually like they really truly believe. Everybody else in the courtroom is sitting there going,
You think this is a
but
joke?
they really truly believe they're in the right because in their brain the law is, the fact is, the truth is what made sense to them.
paying an expensive repair bill, so it's true.
Now,
$2,300.
It's most likely this is where things work backwards. Most likely, when they were younger, they were probably taught a different type of law. You know, the regular law that most of us are taught. But for whatever reason, at some point, it can get flipped.
Save you on some criminally high auto repair.
Just like in the instinctual brain, things can get flipped. Things can get flipped anywhere.
#1 auto protection
And when it does, then your brain is looking at it backwards in a way.
Car repair jail. Let me guess.
I'm trying to think
You ain't saving money.
if I have any off the top of my head. Of course I don't.
All you have to do is call CarShield. And you could have protected yourself against expensive repairs.
Yeah, and then my price will go up.
Yeah, I can't think of any episodes of Mathis or Judge Judy or People's Court or any of them. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head where I saw one like that. I know I've seen them.
It's about time you said something that made
Where
sense.
they are standing, you can see it in their face. They believe they are being truthful. They believe that they are the injured party.
So can I go? Don't get hit
They're the
on
one
paying
being wrong.
expensive auto repairs. Call now and get the CarShield guarantee.
And you
Your
can
price
see it
will
like
never
it's
go
really,
up,
really
and
in
your
their
coverage will
face.
never go down as long as you cover your car. In just minutes, you could have a plan that covers up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car. Don't wait until it's too late. Get CarShield's best coverage yet. Call 800-344-8987.
I can feel my brain trying to search through different episodes and then stops. And then starts doing it again and then it kind of stops.
Is someone suing you and you want to have the case heard on Judge
But it
Mathis?
starts
If
doing
so,
it
call
with the same ones that already
1-888-VERDICT or visit us online.
And why
at
does it need to? No. Because do we know for a fact that we need that information?
How did she do to you?
It's like earlier when I'm talking to the doctor, one of the reasons why I can sometimes keep going when I'm talking to her is because she's sitting there nodding her head. This is why it's kind of helpful for me to talk to an emotional minded person versus a functional. Not to say a functional minded person couldn't emotionalize and couldn't be sitting there nodding their head too. But the idea is that I needed someone, she could even be a functional minded person. The idea is I need someone who is going to emotionalize, who is going to nod their head, keep going, keep going. It's encouraging you to keep talking. This is one of the reasons why. It's one of the reasons why you will sometimes see people.
Mostly stressed. I got PTSD. I don't know what's going on. The judge didn't see it in my favor. Obviously, I saved her life. I should have got paid just to save her life. Like, you know, I'm still gonna go to her restaurant and eat a lot of empanadas because she's a good cook anyway. So, you know, I ain't got nothing else to do.
That's my boy. I love him. He's like my brother. Ain't nothing gonna happen. That's it. I love her too.
But what? He's gonna do what?
He's gonna pay that money.
Exactly. He's gonna pay.
I got
Plaintiff Robert Harris says the defendant
the
is
one.
his son, and he raised him to be a judge or a lawyer. But instead, he lost respect for his son after he dropped out of school. Robert is suing his son for breach of contract. Defendant Rabil Jackson Harris says Robert was never a good father. And once, after he beat Rabil's mother and held her hostage, he tried to set Rabil on fire. He's countersuing his father for a rent refund.
Start with you. My son, Rabil, we groomed him up to be a judge or a lawyer by going to McQuaid Jessup High School and all parochial school.
That's what he said he wanted to be?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
What grade did he tell you he wanted to be there?
oh, this was when he was young. He wasn't going to work for nobody. He couldn't hand me a wrench when I was out there working on a car.
No, I'm saying, when did he tell you he wanted to be a lawyer?
Oh, when he was young in age.
Did you want to be a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
That's correct.
People push it on their children what they want.
No, he didn't want to drive no trucks or work on cars.
Okay, he wanted to be a lawyer. So go ahead.
Rabil, he just lost all respect, dropped out.
What did you do to help him move toward that goal? He was a kid when he told you that.
Absolutely. I was always on the road. I'm an OTR driver.
And you couldn't talk to him on the phone from the road? That's a terrible job.
Oh, I'll
You
talk
should
to
quit
Mom.
that job if you couldn't even talk to your own son.
We didn't have no conversations then, Your Honor.
Then as in when? I didn't
When he
give
was
you a
younger,
particular
coming up in
time.
high
I didn't
school,
give you a particular time.
Every high school.
How many years did you work on the road?
I'm still out there. I 13 year
From age 13, he was gone. And you couldn't call him?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
Okay, good enough. You say you couldn't call him anytime after 13 because you were on the road.
Oh, I did my thing, you know, by
Well, you did the thing. What does that mean?
having him to, you know, come visit while I'm gone, or, you know, I was home at the time.
Visit while you're gone on the road?
Living in California also, Your Honor.
So you didn't even live with him?
up until he was maybe junior high, I left. For the simple fact that we had.
I don't care why you did. I'm asking about why didn't you talk to your son? And the only excuse you have is that you were driving a truck. Go ahead, sir. Don't act like you disappointed in him.
Oh, I
You
did
didn't
call
even coach him. You didn't even coach him.
Not on a regular, Your Honor. But
Go
I
ahead,
did
sir.
call.
You said you couldn't talk to him when you were on the road.
At times I did.
Don't try to change the story, sir. You are what you are, and he is what he is. So, and part of that is because of you. Children don't raise themselves.
No,
They're
they don't.
raised by someone. And I'm a lawyer because my mother was real strict. When she was there, we had to study. She sent me to, once I got kicked out of public school, she sent me to a church school for several years and kicked me out as well. But she made us go to church every week. All of those things instilled the will and the ambition and the preparation to be somebody. That came from my mother, who worked 2 jobs. She worked midnights as a nurse's aide from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. She woke her boys up when she got home to get them ready for school, to pray, have a little chapel at the table, then read a Bible verse, then send us off to school. She would go from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., taking a nap, get up at 11 a.m., go clean houses at noon. Not only did she call to make sure we were in the house, which we lied for each other, weren't, but she also came home and was on top of us to take care, inspire, and pursue the goals that we had. So, sir, you made yourself look bad.
I heard
trying
the
to
story,
make
Your
you
Honor.
look
You know,
bad.
plenty of times I watch your show. You know, you had a great mother. Just like he have a great mother.
More of Judge Mathis when we return.
I'm not gonna come to a fight not knowing what I'm gonna get into.
Oh, so you came ready to fight?
No, I knew what he was about. That's my son.
So you poured my mother
I didn't pour enough no oil on him. What did you do? I shot him with some WD-40.
Are you disabled and can no longer work? This is an important message for you. Are you over the age of 50 and need help filing for disability benefits, or were denied by your insurance company or the Social Security Administration? Call Premier Disability now. We are here to help. Whether you're a first-time filer or filed before and were denied,
So I'm already
you'll pay
getting
nothing
emotional minded
unless
from the
you
boy.
are approved for
The son.
benefits. Thousands of disability claims are unnecessarily denied each month.
I'm conflicted
Call
when it
Premier
comes to the
Disability
father.
now for a no-cost and no-obligation review. Work with a team who will fight to get you the benefits you deserve, who understands the physical,
I'm thinking he's
emotional, and
emotional
potential
minded.
financial impacts, and will share their insider expertise. There are limits to apply for benefits. If you are over the age of 50 and need help filing a disability claim, or filed previously and were denied, don't wait. Call the number on your screen now to get the help and
Sometimes it's
benefits
just the
you
inflection of
deserve.
someone's voice, the way they carry themselves.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price,
I
price,
forgot.
and
Now,
price.
one thing where
A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
we were talking about the instinctual brain, and I
and was
forgot
a
about that
smoker,
one
but
episode
quit.
of some crime
What's my
show I saw. I can't remember what it was.
You can get coverage for $9.95.
I'm 65,
With the
retired,
girl.
and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned
I
80
hesitate
and I'm
to
on a
say because I
fixed
don't want
income.
anybody to get
What's my
offended, but at the
price?
same time, that's kind of how it goes. So I don't think the girl is gay.
If you're age 50 to 85, call now. About
Here we
the
go
number
again,
one
right?
most popular whole
And the
life
reason I
insurance
say
plan
that is because
available through
I'm
the
wondering
Colonial
if
Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You
well,
can
that's
have
actually
it
not
turned
what I
down
was going to
because
open
of
up
your
with.
health.
Actually,
No medical
I-
exam, no health questions.
this is
Your
tricky, but I
acceptance
think
is guaranteed.
sometimes
And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock. So
if
your
our
rate
brain
can never
isn't
go
in the
up
right
for any
place,
reason. Options
meaning we're
start
not
at
using it the way we're supposed to,
$9.95 a
thinking
month.
the way we're supposed
Plus,
to,
you
making
get a
decisions the
30-day
way we're
money-back
supposed to,
guarantee.
rolling with things the way
So
we're
call
supposed to,
now for free information.
then it's very
And you'll also
possible
get this free
that we
beneficiary
might
plan.
make a decision
Use this
incorrectly.
valuable guide to
right?
record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved
So
ones. with your final wishes.
This girl
And
ended
it's
up
yours
being
free.
a victim
Just for calling.
of
So
these
call
other
now
two
for free
people
information.
Call
because she went on a dating
1-800-500-8080
website
for your free information
and she
and
got
your free
involved with
gift.
someone
That's 1-800-500-8080.
and went on a couple dates with
There's no
them
risk or obligation.
and then didn't come back after the second one.
1-800-500-8080. Call now. Attention.
Now.
If you or a loved one are over the age of 65 and were diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, listen carefully to
She
this
was a
important
very
legal announcement. Workers in labor occupations were
caring,
unknowingly exposed
outgoing,
to asbestos in the 1970s, 80s,
kind of
and 90s.
overcaring type
Affected
person.
occupations
Like she
include
would offer
carpenters,
her home.
electricians, roofers,
She had this
mechanics,
apartment that she
machinists, pipe fitters,
got after
railroad
high
workers,
school.
and more. Even if you were a smoker, your lung cancer
And she
may
would,
have been caused by
she believed in
asbestos
giving people
exposure on
second
the
and third
job. Over $30
chances.
billion
And she'd
in
let people
court-ordered
live with
trust
her
fund money has been
so they
set
could
aside
get
to pay
themselves
lung
on their
cancer
feet,
patients and
whatever.
their families.
Now, this
Call
is the
Asbestos
television show,
Claims
so
Network
how
today to
accurate
see
this
if
is,
you
I do not
qualify.
know.
Best of all, you may
But
be
from
able
what
to
it
claim your
sounds
trust
like,
fund money
she was a little bit
quickly
too open.
without going to court. Call the
So
Asbestos
maybe
Claim
too
Network
more
today
emotional
to
than
find
she's
out how
supposed to
much
be.
you're entitled to and how long it will take to file your claim. The call is free and the initial consultation is free. Call
And I think that's what made her
1-800-400-8861. That's
kind of a,
1-800-400-8861.
yeah, I think that's part of what made her the
Not only
victim.
did she call to make sure we were in the house, which
Because
lied to
then
each
your
other
thinking is
and
not
weren't, but she
thinking
also
the way it
came
should be.
home and was on top of
So
us
those flags
to
that maybe
take
other
care,
people might
inspire,
catch
and pursue the goals
that normally she
we
would have
had.
caught,
Defendant
she
Raquel
didn't.
Jackson Harris says the plaintiff, his father, is abusive, and he once tried to set Rabil on fire.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Yeah, well, Your Honor, he's such a loving father. I just want to ask him what loving father attempts to kill his son. Straightforward. I'm just going to put it out there. He put poor WD-40 on me, Your Honor. Poor WD-40 on me after he beat and held my mother hostage, and I tried to defend her. This never, Your Honor, Your Honor, I would not lie about this. He tried to light me on fire with WD-40. My mother can vouch for this. The police officers I called, they said, we smell it on you. Like, this is crazy. Like, this man sits here and claims he's such a good father and claims he loves me. He's not. Like, number one, his story's all confused. He's confused and mixed up, Your Honor. He left when I was 13. He didn't make any attempts to call. He didn't make any attempts to be in my life until my 18th. When I was 18, I graduated high school, and he wanted to come and show up at my graduation and then be all proud. That's when he showed up.
And child support was over too.
Oh yeah.
No,
Your
Honor. Hold, time out. Rewind this, Your Honor. There wasn't no child support ever owed on him. I did pay my child support. I wasn't a deadbeat.
My mother actually had to.
I never was a deadbeat.
My mother took him to court for child support, Your Honor.
Never.
She chose to renege on it before it was his time to stop paying.
Never.
You didn't
And
protest
number
that
one, why
law
you have
about
to,
pouring
why
out oil on you 70 more
you
dollars.
come at me with
Why
it
you didn't
wrong?
protest
You come
that
at me
so
with it wrong
so
and see what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm not gonna come to a fight unprepared, not knowing what I'm gonna get into.
Oh, so you can't fight?
No, I knew what he was about. That's my son.
So you poured my mother
I didn't pour enough no oil on him.
What did you do?
Why he smile?
I shot him with some WD-40.
And then lit it up?
No, I didn't.
What was the
No, I
purpose?
did not.
What was the purpose of squirting it on me?
You say you beat my mother, but you smile.
He came after me, sir. I came out the car. He came around the house.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, my father, he has a history of erratic behavior, violent behavior, and
He's displaying it today.
I'm not here to
What are you
drag him.
turning your head all that for?
I'm just listening.
No, you're turning your head looking over there. Being disrespectful in my courtroom. Go ahead.
And it's Your Honor, it's it's not just me, it's other people, it's my siblings, it's my mother.
Hey, sir, didn't I tell you not to do that?
I apologize, Your Honor. Do you see this, Your Honor? I don't even have to explain
You sure
anything.
don't. I'm seeing it right here.
Not only that, but he, like I said, he held my mother hostage. We called her that I can.
Antenna, I guess. The wind. The screen's gone. No, I don't think this is my TV messing up because my TV has never gone to a teal screen. Darn it. Would like to have heard from the mother. was kind of curious about the WD-40 situation, like a little bit more explanation there, because if he works on cars, I could see him being out in the yard working on cars, get frustrated, and spray it on the kid. You know, we do that stuff, kind of silly stuff sometimes. I know.
Not WD-40.
Well, yeah, it happens. And then get up and stand up and light a cigarette or something. And be like, you know. So that's why I was wondering if they were going to explain the situation. I guess I'm not going to get it back. Boo. I don't know. And I forgot what I was talking about before that. Oh yeah, the girl. Yeah. So back to that one. I think it was Aubrey or Audrey Trail. That case. I think that was the one. Anyway, that's not the girl's name. I don't actually remember the girl's name. But she, so when she was a teenager, well, from what I understand, she was really big into soccer. Like, you know, maybe would have made that like going into college with the soccer degree or something, kind of big into it. At least, again, here's what how the show was portraying it. And then all of a sudden she got scoliosis. Now, the difficulty with that is if it's not something that they had any kind of a warning of, you know, like it ran in the family, and it just kind of came up out of nowhere. Now, I can't say too much when it comes to scoliosis because I don't know enough about it, even though my daughter has it. It didn't come up to her for her till later in life too. But it was a little bit of a heads up, because we could see it running through the family in some ways on her father's side. So I think maybe even someone in our family too. I can't remember. Anyway, the tricky thing is that when something just comes up out of nowhere for no reason, it's not like she was in a car accident. At least they didn't say anything like that. You know, car accident or something where, you know, you go in and you're like, oh, we've got the situation here, right? And then it's like, oh, the brain can say, oh, that was because of that car accident, and kind of make sense of it somehow. But when something just pops up out of nowhere, sometimes we can roll with it, sometimes we can't, and our brain needs to make sense of it. So now, not only does it need to make sense of it, but this particular thing is it's messing with us from the inside. So now the brain is like, how do you say this? It's almost like being under attack in a way, because it's coming from the inside. There's nothing on the outside world that made it happen. There's nothing that we can see, you know, coming to us, you know, oh, well, you've been breathing in these fumes from your next door neighbor painting, you know, that's what caused it. You know, there's nothing physical, nothing tangible, nothing like that. So then the brain has to say, wait a minute, you mean this was inside me? This issue was already here inside me? Why? Where? How? What? So, so then, silly as it may sound, then the question becomes, something's wrong with me. Well, what if it's not something is wrong with me? What
You
if...
caught that agreement?
No, he did not.
Oh. Came back and left again. No, it
January.
But the agreement you say was
We were supposed to. Yes, sir. That was our verbal agreement.
Was it, sir? Ever?
No, sir. I talked with the owners, Paul and Steven, and the agreement was I could put that shed up there because basement had flooding.
Yeah, so you want the landlord? How can you tell him where to put what? Didn't you just rent a portion of the property?
I rented the back house out
To him.
to him,
And who kept tenancy for the other part?
my wife. It's 2 complete houses. Yeah.
Right, and you rented out the carriage home to him.
Right.
But the main house, you and your wife
Right.
stayed in.
Right.
And your truck was next to the main house.
It was pushed back up in the back where.
Did it interfere with his tenancy?
No, sir.
Did he ever mention it to you?
No, sir.
Did you ever mention it to him in all
No,
those
Your
months?
Honor. And actually,
You
yes,
only
I did, Your
determined to
Honor. Yes,
use
Your
it as a defense today.
No, Your
or
Honor.
when you
I
were
brought it
sued.
up, and again, only to keep the peace that I maintained paying.
Okay, well, it's not peaceful anymore.
No, it's not.
So why did it stop? Why did you stop keeping the peace?
Because I was sick of upholding an agreement that he was abiding.
All right, so you didn't have a place to stay when
Well, I
you
could've
moved
stayed-
in with
No,
them?
Your Honor, I could have stayed. It wasn't them. My actually he.
Rented the carriage house, whatever it was. Did you rent a carriage house or
Yes,
not?
Your Honor.
Did you have a place to stay before that?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
why didn't you go back there 1 month after
That was where I was
experiencing
staying.
trouble?
I was previously staying at this. This is what I'm saying, Your Honor. I was previously staying at this place.
Oh, you didn't rent it from him?
No, Your Honor. I have it right here saying
Answer
that.
my question. Did you rent
Your
it
Honor.
from him?
No, Your Honor.
So how is he able to charge you rent?
Legally, he's not.
So why did you pay rent to somebody you didn't owe?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it is. It
That's a great
gives me the impression that you're
So
not being honest.
I-
You have any evidence, sir?
Your Honor, this is
Let's
the
see
lease.
it. Let's see it. Not.
That's the lease after he got evicted,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it over because I didn't want to see him out in the cold and to get cold.
This all the evidence you have regarding the lease,
Here, this is also.
which has his name on it.
I have this here.
What is this?
These all the. When I sent him a text message, I didn't call him.
Place to live. Thank you. Do not send messages to my phone on Saturday morning threatening or trying to intimidate me. I've never been bullied in my life, and I will not be bullied by you. Who wrote this?
That's the text message.
Okay. You are not doing me any favors. I pay you where I live.
Never been
and
bullied
you
in my
wanted
life,
to
but he
up
has
the
been, and
rent
by him.
from 400 to 500 when 400 was the original agreement. You were lying, as I suspected.
Your Honor.
Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I still love you, son. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Don't. But don't sit here and tell me that. You are a liar and you're full of and these people are going to know
He's saving
you for the
face
real
when he did
you.
that.
I still love. I don't care because
I
I
still
still money
love
at
you.
the end.
It's
I
not
don't
about
care
the money.
And that's what you said here, and it's that. And
I
again,
have a
why-
job. I work.
And
You're
I'm
angry.
provide for my grandkids. Provide what? Your grandkids. Whenever they need something, I do. I'm the one who do.
Plaintiff Patrick Oxler says he and the defendant dated for 3 years after he divorced his wife and the defendant's fiance passed away. However, Patrick claims they broke up after he discovered she had another boyfriend, and he's suing her for breach of contract. Defendant Shannon Holy admits that she and Patrick were good friends, and he liked having her as his eye candy.
I
But she
don't,
insists they never dated and were never intimate. Shannon's countersuing for a stolen cooler.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I was acquaintance with Shannon.
That son was
Holy.
giving
I
a
worked
lot
across
away
the
with
street.
facial expression
I'd
stuff,
eat
I think.
breakfast for dinner every
Especially in
day.
particular his mouth.
She worked in the deli. For
Sorry, I
acquaintance,
can't
said
see
hi
it.
every
Copyright.
day. That she knew I was married. I knew she had a fiance, and went on like that. Well, I became divorced, and her fiance passed to cancer, and I asked her out to dinner one time, and we chatted, got to know each other, and we proceeded to go out and have fun. We drank a little too much, both of us. We both had a drinking problem. We both went and got help. We kind of helped each other. We both been sober for 2 years, and our relationship went on. I had feelings for Shannon. I'd do about anything she'd asked of me.
So when you all break up?
March 21st of 19.
Why?
Well,
I'm making burgers for dinner.
think Shannon was dating somebody else. And
While going with you, while dating you?
yes, I'd been over to her family at Christmas, went out with the 3 kids to their birthdays, went out on her birthday. I had keys to her house. We were close. I dropped some flowers off at her house. We'd been out. I dropped her off. There was a truck at her house. She said it was her daughter's boyfriend. Well, I dropped the flowers off. I met her daughter's boyfriend, who was about 50. So, and her daughter's 19.
You like older guys?
Well, and I met Shannon
Benji.
money and helped her get
It's
out
okay.
of jail.
He ate 2 of them. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna make the hamburgers in a little bit here.
No,
Be the right thing to do.
I kind of walked away. I took him out to dinner.
Him as well?
No, I told Shannon he could invite him and her older son to invite his girlfriend. They both said that they had to work. So I told them, get him something to eat. We were at a nice barbecue restaurant.
The older guy.
Yeah, well, I didn't know I knew it, but.
Right, that's some boss game. Where you get the game from?
Oh, well, I got that.
Have him come out with it. Go get a bite.
I was just trying to see.
Sound like something my man Project. Look at him smiling. He know that's boss game. He from game. He know when he hear it. Go ahead.
Well, I left the restaurant. I went
Project, I mean, he can give you some notes. You think you from Detroit and know it all. He got notes. Where you from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
That's not going to do. You're right. Okay.
Don't go away. More of Judge Mathis is coming up.
Seconds over there.
Are you disabled and can no longer work?
Refrigerator
This is an important
closes.
message for you.
No, it doesn't.
Are you over the age of 50 and need to file for disability
Anyway,
benefits
I was
or were
saying
denied
something.
by your insurance company or the Social Security
What was I saying?
Administration?
Yeah,
Call
so it's like the brain is
Premier
in
Disability now.
conflict
We are here to help.
because it's like the problem is coming from the inside. So then
Why don't you
we're
just actually go to school and learn?
But you don't start.
Go to school.
Thousands of disability claims are unnecessarily denied.
Stop listening to your own brain.
Call Premier Disability now for a no cost and no obligation review. Work
Anyway,
with the team to fight to get you the benefits you deserve. Who understands the physical, emotional, and potential financial impact
now we're going to
and
the
will share their
instinctual brain.
insider expertise. There are limits to apply
Because
for
now
benefits.
we're
If you are over the age of
getting to the
50
point of
and need
questioning
help filing a
not just is
disability
something
claim
wrong,
or
but is
filed
something wrong with
previously
me.
or denied,
And then it
call
becomes
the
almost
number
a
on your
question of,
screen now to get the help and benefits you
is my
deserve.
existence wrong? I don't think it goes that far with her, but the idea is that that's a possible question in the brain now. And it's inside the instinctual mind, so now we're possibly flipping things upside down in search of trying to find out what it was that caused this thing to suddenly happen out of nowhere. Trying to make sense of it.
Basic Medicare and help them lead
So-
better, healthier lives. Choose a plan with $0 or low monthly premiums,
Along with
co-pays, and
imbalancing her
deductibles.
to make her
And with WellCare, you don't
emotional
just
in
pay
ways
less,
that she
you
shouldn't
get
have been.
more dental with comprehensive coverage.
Not to say that she
More
shouldn't have been a
vision hearing
caring
with
and
eyewear allowance and hearing
outgoing
aids.
and
Plus
giving
prescription
person,
drug
but
coverage
she
with
was
$0
too much
preferred
fun.
generic and free home delivery. Call us at
Now,
1-844-962-0088.
is that for sure when the issue started?
To
I
speak
don't
to
know.
a friendly licensed representative and
I cannot
request
say.
a free
That could have been
all-in-one
something that
guide.
happened
There's no
years ago
obligation.
before that.
We're here
And
to
maybe
help you
that's even
review
where the
your options
scoliosis
to
came
see
into
if
play.
a WellCare
But
plan
it
is
lay
the right
dormant in the
decision for you.
system, so to speak.
WellCare has a large network of quality doctors and specialists.
It's kind of
And
difficult to
WellCare
say without
Medicare
knowing all the
Advantage
story.
plans come with this
And
all-in-one
unfortunately, you
WellCare
try to look
spendable
these
debit
people up
card
online
to
and you
use for
can't find
additional
anything out
dental,
about them like
vision
that.
and hearing costs,
I think I did
over-the-counter
try to
health
look up
items,
her name.
even gas and groceries.
Because I
Get
did
convenient
make
access to care
a
with our
video, but
telehealth
it's not
services, including
published or
online doctor
anything.
visits and
But I
free
did make a
fitness
video at
benefits
one
with
point.
online classes.
And I
WellCare
think I
has a
did try to
contract
look
with
up her
Medicare to
stuff.
provide
And
Medicare
like
Advantage
always, you
plans.
can't find anything else about
It's
them
been serving
except
those
for
with Medicare, Medicaid,
the issue
and
that happened.
prescription drug
They were a
plans for
wonderful
more than
person. We're going to
35
miss them. This is what
Call
happened to
now.
them.
We're here to answer your questions and
So
even
when it
assist
comes to
enrolling
like
you
what
over the
happened in
phone.
their earlier
Choose a
childhood, things
company
like
that
that.
puts your health first. WellCare. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one
I
guide.
would like that information.
1-844-962-0088.
not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services by Nightline Legal. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac or any form of ranitidine between 1980 and 2019 and were recently diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. In 2020, the FDA requested that all Zantac drugs be removed from the market after studies confirmed they may be contaminated with high levels of MDMA, a known cancer-causing impurity. Exposure to MDMA may be linked to cancers of the bladder, liver, kidney, pancreas, prostate, esophagus, stomach,
his brain
breast,
works
colon.
a certain
Numerous
way.
Zantac manufacturers have already agreed to settle.
And what doesn't make sense to him, just bam, doesn't make sense. It's not, that doesn't make sense.
If you or a loved one
I'm not,
took
I
Zantac
don't,
or
I don't
any
know.
form of ranitidine between 1980 and 2019
Either
and were
yes
recently
or
diagnosed
no.
with cancer,
You
call
heard
right
that
now.
in
You
his
may be owed
voice.
significant compensation
Why don't
from
you do
the
that?
manufacturer.
I don't know.
Hard time deadlines to file a
Walks
claim,
out.
so don't wait. Call now.
My other son, who would talk similar to, possibly similar, but you would hear a little bit more
Defendant Shannon Holy says she and the plaintiff were nothing more than friends, but the plaintiff insists they dated for 3 years.
Tell me that story. I want to hear how that went. You invited this guy who you suspect she was cheating with.
Well, I didn't know if she was dating or whatever.
Right, then what happened?
So I left the restaurant. I went to the bathroom. I sneezed. She said, you know, that's rude. So I went outside, went to the bathroom. I went outside and had a cigarette and looked through the window and kind of watched them squirt, you know.
You watched them squirt?
I was kind of seeing what, you know, how I knew that, you know, and she had had new furniture she had gotten.
That's right.
And I asked her about, hey, you got money for furniture? You owe me some money, Shannon, you know.
You didn't loan me some money.
No, I had loaned her money.
Oh, I started to say, you really playing.
No.
You really playing. You got a boyfriend, you got new furniture, loan me some money.
Well, I mean.
That's real. Go ahead, Kansas City.
Well, I kind of feel that, you know.
Did she to the guy at any point?
No.
Let's hear from him now. Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Your Honor, Patrick and I have always just been really good friends. We met many years ago, probably at least 5 or 6 years ago. He enjoyed my company. I was his eye candy. He loved being with me. And we were not boyfriend and girlfriend. And I said on many occasions that we weren't. We were just friends. And then he started stepping over my boundaries. I mean, he grabbed my boob, he grabbed my rear, and I said, stop it. He even turned his face when I went to kiss him on his cheek, which I did kiss him on his cheek and hugged him because he was my dear friend. I was never in a romantic relationship.
Were you all ever intimate beyond that?
No, Your Honor, never.
For 4 years, sir. You with her 4 years? Were you all intimate?
No, I
Chris, you gotta close the door. The air conditioning's on.
Friends before you can be good lovers. I just came out
4 years for friendship.
Thank you.
I was married.
What all you need to know?
I was married for 30 plus years, so I wasn't used to dating and you know.
Get that slick card back.
Yeah, give me your card. That's right. Give me your card, son. I'm about to give you the award.
No, I do like to have fun. I did have fun with Shannon. I wasn't pushing it. I mean, I met her family. She met my family. I did have feelings for her. I'm not saying I
she
didn't.
wasn't your woman. For you to feel the need to follow her and the guy and go and peek through the window.
That was at the very end. We went on dates. We went to numerous concerts. We have pictures of us at concerts. I went to dinner with her son. We got
How much money did you put out in 4 years?
Quite a bit. I lent her a lot of money too. Probably about $5,000. I mean, going to entertainment, doing
that ain't no money.
dinner.
$1,200 a year. That's all you played for. Go ahead. You could get more than that out of him. You got a big pension, don't you?
No.
Oh, you gotta find your man with a big pension. You don't have a pension?
No.
Well, you out of it. Let me hear from you, ma'am. He says this $3,830 was all a loan, correct? Correct.
Your Honor, no, they were not. A long time ago, I may have signed something when we both were drinking
That's
at
what
the
you're
time.
ending me. She signed an agreement.
Tried to promise her a note.
But it was from like 5 years ago, but I don't remember I never even read it, what I had signed. And he knew I didn't have any money. And that's when it was beginning of our friendship. And he was constantly spending money, buying me gifts, buying me concert shirts. We went to at least 40 plus concerts.
And all those were
They're all-
loans or gifts?
No, they all gifts.
That was just
we were
going out and having fun.
Judge Mathis will be right back.
I'd like to say this is the first time, but there have been others.
How many?
Who can keep track?
You think this is a joke?
I hate this
We need
commercial.
answers.
You're gonna give them to us.
Tell us again.
My car broke down. I brought it here.
I got stuck paying an expensive repair bill. So it's true.
Hmm.
$2,300.
Right. Well, what was I supposed to do? My transmission was shot. You pick up your phone and you call CarShield before the car breaks down.
Plans through CarShield cover up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car.
That's right. A plan through CarShield could
Not
save
looking
you on some
forward to
criminally
this.
high auto repairs, especially if your car is out of
Oh,
warranty.
look at you
So,
two
call
walking
CarShield,
slowly
America's
into the
#1
room.
auto protection company before a breakdown.
What are
and
you
save
two
yourself from
doing?
getting
What
stuck
are
in
you
college
doing,
repair.
buddy?
Let me guess. You ain't saving money.
Huh, Chuckles
Who ain't
Mickey?
saving money? Apparently you do.
Oh yeah, it's called CarShield. And you could have protected yourself against
What are you
expensive
looking at?
repairs.
Yeah, and then my price will go up the
Hmm?
minute I file a claim.
Shut up. CarShield has the price locked in.
For as long as you cover your car.
That reminds me of the.
Should have called CarShield.
It's
It's about time you said something that made
Hershey
sense.
Kisses.
Now you know what you need to do
The
next time.
commercial at
Better call
Christmas time.
CarShield now.
The original one. I think it played "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but it just did like a little
So can I
jingle
go?
bell thing.
Or-
And
Get handcuffed paying
There
expensive
you
auto repairs. Call now and get the CarShield guarantee. Your price will never go up and your coverage will never go down as long as you cover your car. In just minutes, you could have a plan that covers up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car. Don't wait until it's too late. Get CarShield's best coverage yet. Call 800-344-8987.
I'm gonna get hair all over my clothes.
800-344-8987.
I'm wearing all black today.
800-344-8987.
If you live in rural America and want better high-speed internet at home, say hello to the new HughesNet.
Hi.
Now you can do it all.
He is not a
Connect,
cuddle bug.
stream, and play.
I'm surprised
Wherever
he's
you
letting me do this.
Now you can shop till you drop because your
Because
internet
usually
won't.
he's like, nope, I don't
Like a
think so.
video conference? The confidence.
Christopher can do
The
this.
new HughesNet is Jupiter powered
Justin,
with
I think,
unlimited
too,
data
sometimes.
and faster speeds than
Not
ever
me, and
before.
definitely
Now I
not
can
Benji.
stream up anything I can dream up.
That's right.
It's
And
Benji's
HughesNet
dad.
Fusion plans combine satellite and wireless technologies for a faster, more responsive internet experience.
How? There's no share in my game.
Oh, game on.
This is satellite internet reinvented.
Nice.
Call now and get free professional installation
Creepy boy.
and save
He's a
$25 a
big,
month
fat,
for
creepy
12
boy.
months.
This
Not
changes
fat, I'm sorry, not fat. You're right.
Yes,
You're right.
it does.
Now it's your chance to get the new HughesNet. Call 1-800-914-1137.
Gerard Button on and pull the whole thing down. It's $80. You put in this.
Hello?
You just got more done.
Not too bad.
877. Oh, on the 365. It's a very special
I
night
did
on the
this there.
365. First, Gothic.
Something's really happening.
Then, Dark Tide.
You want to see big ones? Let's show them the big ones.
Starting Wednesday night, 8/7 Central. Oh, on the 365.
Do you think a paternity test can help you
Solid.
collect child support? If you believe your child's owed money, call 1-888-VERDICT or visit us online at www.judgemathistv.com. Defendant Shannon Holy says she and the plaintiff were nothing more than friends.
A fly.
But the plaintiff insists they
You guys are not
dated
doing your
for
job.
3 years.
There's a fly right
This
here.
is for 1,000. You're suing for 3,800. Do you have any other loans you want to show me?
Yes,
And what they were for? Show me something, sir.
see it?
She's denying it all. She says they were all gifts, other than
well, for
what she said.
$2,300, I had lent her money so she could help her daughter get a car.
Do you recall that?
I never signed nothing, and that
You
was
didn't
when you were
sign?
buying me all kinds of stuff.
Shannon,
Everything I needed, you were buying for me, and along with the other items on there, the blinds and all that, because he was helping me out. He'd buy stuff to decorate my for the holidays for my house. He was constantly buying stuff for the house, helping me out, Your Honor.
Shannon, you were leading me on. The car was for your sister or your daughter so she could go to work. and you borrowed the money and had a payment plan.
Sir, why didn't you have her sign the same thing that you
Because
did?
I trusted her.
Well,
I mean, we talk every day. I mean,
sir, I feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
You were a sugar daddy that didn't even have any sugar.
I messed with my hair. No, it's
You're
over.
wrong for that. You know you're wrong.
Shannon would ask me for things all the time.
I know it, sir. I know it. Oh, you know this was, sir.
Yeah.
But I can't give you a judgment for being misled or to being a sugar daddy who just wouldn't get. You didn't even go for the sugar. It's your fault. Somebody you wanted to get to know her. What nothing to know? $3,830. That's all you needed to know.
Yeah, I mean, I did it. I lent her money because
Your
she
counterclaim, how does he owe you for $300?
Your Honor, right at the end when he was basically stalking me at my work and calling me, he came over to my house and stole some gifts from the backyard, and he was the only one to have the keypad to my car. My son had just put his $300 Yeti cooler because he is saving money to fix the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's my old car, it's still in my name, and it was sitting in the driveway of my house. He came over and sold the barbecue grill that he'd give me as a gift in the backyard. And that same day when I opened up my trunk, he was looking for another gift that he had bought me, which was a battery charger. And he didn't find that, so he saw this Yeti cooler, it still had the tags on, and it disappeared.
Yeah, this is
Gone.
all after seeing you with the guy.
Yes.
All right.
Correct, sir.
And, sir, did you take her cooler?
I did
I believe it was yours, so you went to get back
I
over
went to get my battery charger, and I thought she'd call me, and my charger wasn't a gift. It was my sister's. Her car kept breaking down.
We're talking about the cooler now.
I understand. I did take the cooler.
Okay.
Well, I'm
going to grant you $1,000, which she says she signed, but she's acting as if she doesn't know what she signed. She didn't read it. She's not going to slick me like she slicked you. So I'm going to hold her accountable for the $1,000. I believe the rest were gifts, like she said, or you certainly can't prove to me unless you have another loan document that they were loans. Because the other part is, I have to presume, if you're a person that makes loans for thousands of dollars, you would do just as you did here. But you didn't because you trusted her, and I think all these were gifts, sir. I'm going to have to give you $1,000. This is a binding agreement. However, I'm going to grant her $300 for the cooler. You admit to having taken it. And I think all this happened as a result of you seeing her with another guy. Problem is, you move too slow. We don't sugar daddy and don't get the sugar. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff and for you.
I haven't talked to this gentleman in a long time.
spoke to me every day for over 4 years, and she's just moving on to do the same thing to another person. You know, she's done it before, and I think she's gonna do it again.
Well, she's done it before, then you're aware of this pattern.
I'm telling you, G-Dog, man, old people and rap don't mix. I wouldn't exactly call my parents old.
Old
When
people
they
and
still
rap
get
don't
down,
mix.
They just don't get back up.
Sure it does, if it makes sense.
So how was rehearsal? Oh, man, it was all that.
All right.
What did all that, man? It was fat. Yo, that song G-Dog wrote is dope. G-Dog. I like that. That explains the fire hydrant in your room. Come on, G-Dog is my rap name, Dad. Oh, let me introduce you to the fellas. My boy right over here, this is the Mad Gatter. Kid right over here, this is Shell Shock. If your parents call, who would they ask for? Ira. Klansman. We call our group handcuffed, right? It's a metaphor for the restraints that society has put upon us. Yeah, the restraints put upon us by the man. And who exactly is the man? My dad. Oh, do you want to hear this new song we've been rehearsing? Yeah, sure. Let me check it out. Yeah. Jerry, get in here. Handcuffs in the house.
Did you say someone was cuffed?
No. It's Michael's new group. It's called Handcuffed. It's a metaphor for the man.
What man?
Ira's father.
Very literal.
Shut down! Someone hitting the ground everywhere you turn! Just fire yourself! It's the way I have my fun with bullets, not bombs and jokes! Oh, hey, every day! Oh, hey, the Harlem way! Oh, hey, every day! Oh, hey, the Harlem way!
So what do you think? Arrest me, arrest me.
Don't know but where you want to go, another good man will be a help. All right, Lance, if you want it. Leave it on.
Arrest me, arrest me. That was a wrong amount. Or wrong control.
Guy says he scouts the location. He's there waiting for the victim to come down the stairs. In fact, I believe he runs into his sister.
Arrest me, arrest me.
And so on the day that he goes and waits, lies in wait for her, and she comes down to the car and he shoots her, and then runs out of the garage.
You're looking at
Kids
a
are
guy
so cute. Aren't they, Bells?
kind of a hardened gangbanger, living that life. What's in it for him to confess to one more murder when he's already in there doing life without parole?
I can't speak to all of them, but I can speak to this one. He felt bad about this, and he wanted to make it right.
Killing him about, killing those other people did not.
Didn't seem to, no.
Police thought they finally had the story of who killed Crystal Taylor. But it was a story they couldn't tell in court. Not yet, anyway. Coming up, that dynamic duo of sister detectives wasn't done yet.
Cagney and Lacey shift their focus to Derek.
We never thought we should get away with it.
When Dateline continues.
Hi, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Janine.
I'm Steve, and I've been a consumer cellular customer for 8 years.
3 years.
11 years.
When they asked me if I wanted to be in a testimonial commercial, I said sure.
I said sure. I said sure.
But I got a tournament to get ready for.
Not if the fish are biting. But it's a beautiful day. We started looking for another provider primarily because we felt like we were paying way too much.
I have got to figure out the organization
It
for
was
this thing.
amazing. Way cheaper than where I was.
I could hardly believe that my bill was so small. I'm paying less than $30 a month.
What?
Great service for a great price.
Alert and talk and text with quick.
Do I want to play Super Mario Party?
For a limited time, buy any phone and get 2 months of service free.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
The place that I live in is heavily forested. There's a lot of trees. What got me to be a customer, really, to tell you the truth,
I wanted to
was
get
the
some cleaning
reception
started.
and the
First,
coverage
then
of
again,
consumer
I'm also
cellular.
sitting here
I
not
travel a
cleaning.
lot.
So if
I
that
need
really
coverage
tells you
no
how
matter
just
where
that
I
I am in cleaning.
And
I
whether
need
I'm
to do
in
it, but do I
Augusta,
really need
Georgia,
to?
or Pebble Beach, California, I know that I'm going to be covered with consumer cellular.
I love to go far away places.
Eventually, I'll get myself
Trouble with coverage, drop calls.
in the correct balance.
Offers fast, reliable, and wide coverage. Plus, for a limited
Or
time,
my
buy
brain
any
can look
phone
at
and get
need
2
as
months of
in
service free.
just need. Just regular
When we switched
need.
over from Verizon
Doesn't have to be
consumer
life or death
cellular,
need.
It was a really painless process.
Kept the same phone,
Uh-huh.
kept the same number.
Anytime I call customer service, it's U.S. based.
It's nice to know when I have an issue that I can have a real conversation.
Customer service has been great. I just get a bill at the end of the
I
month.
just gotta
It's
make
on
sure I
auto
keep
pay,
my
and
brain
it's
from going
super easy.
overboard
And
with this
as
whole doctor
AARP
thing.
members, we also get a nice
That's the
discount.
important
That's
thing
right.
right now.
AARP members receive a 5% discount. Make the switch now to the most awarded brand
And
by
why?
J.D. Power. New customers who buy any phone get 2 months of service
Because-
free when they sign up by July 31st. Call 1-800-279-2213 or visit consumercellular.com.
Because it's expecting a lot more
today.
in a very short time. Hi, Bills. Hi, precious squirrel. What you doing, love bug in a hug? I'll be in a minute, Benji. What's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? Why you got your ears back like that? Why are you so pretty cat these days? I'm telling you. I'm not doing any, I can't say the T word. You guys will trip out, but it's true. I said anyway.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Cats. Yes, I can't go overboard with my brain thinking because I can already feel a little bit of my brain saying I should be expecting something sooner here. It's expecting fireworks. It's expecting the doctor to be like, oh my gosh, da, 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 da. You know, about this whole theory thing. Like, no, it's not going to be fireworks. If and when it does happen, it's not going to be fireworks, and it could take a long time. I mean, one of my best friends, it took her, I want to say 6 years. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 6 years. Longer than that, actually. Not that she ever, she didn't sit and listen to it. She just started applying it all of a sudden. And it was because of her son, actually. Her son pointed it out to her. Because they were trying to figure out why the one family member of theirs wouldn't get a license. Her father kept buying her cars, putting them in the driveway for her. All she had to do was go get a license. She had a job. He'd pay for everything. But she wouldn't go get a license.
Thought we should get away with it. When the police said, come in, we want to talk to you, we're in real confession.
And she kept saying the reason was this, the reason was that, but the real reason. And my best friend, her son pointed it out. She doesn't need one, Mom. That's why she doesn't have one. So then they called me to ask me exactly why, because that's the initial process. That's just what happens in the brain. It's just the detaching. Now, why? That becomes a different question. Now, there are some issues behind the scene from in the past, as to why this girl is actually working, her brain is actually working this way. Because it should not be to the point that it is. So there are some actual things causing it. But essentially, the process that's happening in the brain, detaching the way it is,
apply some pressure and see if he would crack.
It's doing it because she doesn't need one. Her father will drive her to and from work and anywhere else she wants to go, needs or wants to go. She's got friends. And if they want to go somewhere, if they want her to go, they'll drive. She orders food through those food delivery places. Do you see a reason why she needs to get a license? Nope. For as much as I know, a lot of people are like, well, it's not necessarily just needing one, isn't it just wanting one too? Sure, but at the same time, why I take on something extra that you don't need to take on? Remember, that part of the brain is kind of about survival, what you need to survive, not live, survive.
From 2001 to 2011.
And if it's kind of more in charge of things, then it's going to be more about just surviving. And she can survive just fine the way she's doing things. She doesn't have to pay for a car, she doesn't have to pay for insurance, she wouldn't have to anyway. But that's just how it works. That's just easier. You want to play Mario? He's naked. Christopher James!
Part of all of our sports leagues that were taking us to summer camps.
She says,
are you downstairs?
In high school, just 16.
He wasn't naked. He had a towel on. But then he didn't. I didn't see. My children are so. Hey, Mom. No. No.
Derek's daughter, Sydney, was born in April of 1998. And instantly,
Anyway.
Derek smiled. had to be an adult.
What was I saying? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Full-time job, and even though he
I
wasn't
don't even
making
know.
much, he was still doing what he could to support that baby.
I don't even remember now.
Your life.
That does change your life.
And that forestalls a lot of your odds.
Absolutely.
I-
Absolutely. But Derek, he was a hardworking guy.
In 2002, the year after Crystal died, Derek Smyer had another daughter with the same woman.
By all this footage is being deleted.
For the most part, he wasn't a full-time dad, but Danielle says he was in his children's lives, as was the whole Smyer family. Danielle insists this father of two wouldn't commission a murder over an unplanned pregnancy, if in fact he even was the father of Crystal's child. Did Derek tell you that he was dating Crystal Taylor?
No. I never heard of Crystal Taylor before.
Anyway,
Before he was actually
yeah,
arrested in
she just
2011.
need one
Did Derek ever
bottom
mention
line.
he had gotten a girl
So anytime that you're kind of stuck, or you know someone who's stuck, and they won't get a license, they won't move out, they won't
No way her
do
brother
whatever.
went out with a gangbanger. Skylar Moore.
First of all, the first thing you have to do is look at the situation and go, don't need to.
Ever hear Derek
Now,
Never hear Derek
why
talk
don't
about
we need to?
Derek friends with any gang
And just
members?
using those definitions on the two sides of the brain,
They weren't into gang
especially
violence
in
or
this
any of that
particular
nonsense.
case, the
Derek
functional
would not bring
definitions,
gang members to the house or food
you can pretty much answer those questions on your own.
Furthermore, no one's seen Derek ever with any gang member.
Want to play Mario Party?
Brother had
You guys
committed
know, yeah.
Crystal's murder, and that C.
Yeah, after
Stiles
the president
was
cleans this mess up, but we can't.
He is
All right,
known
Benji,
as
clean up your mess.
a jailhouse snitch.
Clean
And
it all
he
up. Let's
is
go.
harassed and beaten up by people where he's currently housed at. The deal for him is that he gets relocated out of state to a place where nobody knows him.
She said the cops simply took the path of least resistance.
They had it out for Derek.
You get another one of these Oreo things?
No, everybody gets one. There's one for
My
everybody.
brother is not a
Whatever.
perfect man.
Benji's gonna have his
But him
after he
being
has
still
dinner
there,
today.
harassed by the police, his children being taken from him. It's not my brother's fault.
No, that's his
My brother's an
cake.
innocent man.
Oh, take one of these, Benjamin.
And maybe she
Huh?
was right. Just days after Eric was arrested, the DA said there was not enough evidence to prosecute him.
We had to let him go. And yeah, it was tough. Letting him go.
Derek Smyer was once again a free man.
I bet he thought he was clear. I bet you he thought he was done. He's never going to see us again.
If that's true, he was wrong. Coming up, someone steps forward with a stunning new lead.
She was assaulted and her neck was cut.
Another attack on another pregnant woman. When Dateline continues.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's a 76-year-old guy who still runs
Okay.
marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean,
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
wow. So sudden.
It's a commercial.
We're
For
not
those
about to
who
have
don't
a we
know,
need life
I always
insurance
laugh at this.
conversation again, are we?
Sadly, not
We're
anymore.
having a we're getting coverage. That
I know
we
she
don't
doesn't
worry
sound like that.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a
Oh,
month plan
that's
for
what
Colonial
what's the other
I
one?
am.
What, there's another
Put it off long
commercial.
enough. We are getting that
Um,
$9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call
There's
about the $9.95 plan?
insurance companies. What are the three P's?
Not to take today's for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day. Call for free information about
Oh my
this
gosh.
$9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month.
Crack myself up.
There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason.
Anyway,
This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. $9.95 plan
Goodness.
is Colonial Penn's number one
Tired.
most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95
oh, I need to go
a
brush my
month.
teeth.
That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in. Don't put it on. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary link. So call now.
Call 1-800-685-1515 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-685-1515. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-685-1515.
1-800-685-1515. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
Dental insurance. Many employers don't offer it. Medicare doesn't include it. And people who work for themselves often don't consider it. But with Humana, you can still have it, starting at just $18 a month. That's about 60 cents a day. With a Humana dental plan, you'll get 100% coverage for in-network preventive care, such as oral exams, cleanings, and x-rays. Plus, you could save on fillings, crowns, and other dental procedures. How much could you save? There's a quick, easy way to find out. Call Humana now at the number on your screen. A licensed Humana agent will explain your coverage options and give you a free quote. You can choose from a large network with over 100,000 dentists and specialists nationwide. And you can have coverage in as little as 5 days. There are no age requirements, and you can't be turned down. There are a variety of plans to fit the whole family's needs and budget. Plus, plans designed exclusively for veterans and their families. Humana even has vision plans too, with coverage for exams, eyeglasses, and more. So whether you're looking for a dental plan, a vision plan, or both, call Humana now at the number on your screen. A licensed agent will explain your coverage options and give you a free quote. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Call now and discover the coverage you need at a price that'll make you smile. From Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
At DriveTime, you can do a lot right on your phone, like get approved, then start shopping thousands of cars with real terms, all with no hit to your credit in as little as 30 seconds. But this is a 15 fixture. Go to drivetime.com and do a lot and not a lot of time.
Did you drive blindfolded? Of course not. Then why blindly buy car insurance? Take that blindfold off and see what options you have. Insurify shows you the best personalized insurance rates for free. Insurance made easy.
Derek Smyer was out of jail. He insisted he was an innocent man, a father of two, who had no reason to commission a murder just because he got someone pregnant. But detectives were still investigating, and what they heard made them more convinced than ever that Derek had Crystal killed. They spoke with Tracy, the mother of Derek's children. Early on in the case, she had avoided the cops. Now she was eager to tell them what she said happened in 1998, when she was pregnant with Derek's first child.
She got lured to the back of her apartment on the promise to be taken to a doctor's appointment by Smyer, and she was assaulted and her neck was cut.
By some other person.
By some other person. Rushed to the hospital, and she told us that she was very leery because Derek had never asked to take her to the doctor before, and instead of picking her up in front, he asked her to come into the rear of the alley, where it's darker and doesn't have much access to public view.
There's the scar from the attack, and according to Tracy, it was just the beginning. And that wasn't the last time she was assaulted while she was pregnant.
No, it wasn't.
Tracy told police that in 2002, when she was pregnant with their second child, she was attacked again.
She was knocked to the ground, and the assailant tried to kick her in the stomach.
That person was never caught.
Right.
And whoever cut her throat in the previous incident was never caught.
That's correct.
Tracy now told the cops she believed Derek was behind both attacks. She also said in both cases he wanted her to have an abortion, but that she had refused. After you're pregnant by one guy and you get lured to the back of your apartment building and then somebody tries to kill you, why do you continue your relationship with that guy?
You have to understand Mr. Derek Smyer. And one thing he is he is a manipulator of women.
Cops saw a pattern, one that was reinforced by something else they learned.
As the investigation continued, we discovered that Derek had been in prison for a federal offense of he was scamming money from a bank.
It happened in 2004. Here's Derek in this fuzzy bank security photo, stealing money from other people's bank accounts. Turned out he had a girlfriend who worked at a credit union. He got account numbers from her and used them to move money into accounts.
Let's have carrot sticks and ranch dressing.
What happened to the $80,000 in this scam?
The investigators didn't find anything. We tried to look for it too, and we never found it.
You heard about Derek serving federal
quesadilla.
At who he used
Go on.
as an
No, there's more. You can make a cheese quesadilla like
Why were you not surprised by that? Because Derek possessed
spaghetti.
that
Yeah.
selfish type of what can you do for me
So
type of mentality. Manipulative.
why are you
Manipulator,
what?
self-centered, and arrogant. Maybe that's why Derek never shied away from talking with the cops. And why he never asked for a lawyer.
Man, ain't nothing to eat, dog. For real.
What do you mean there isn't?
Ain't nothing to eat, dog.
There is. What do you want?
What did we have?
I don't even know.
Arrested.
Food.
Detectives asked him who he was with at Anderson Park.
To make me
Before
cold.
he was murdered.
Don't lean on the freezer door. I'm gonna make hamburgers in about 40 minutes or so.
Under question, Derek gave them one. He said, he goes, I saw a woman in the
That's why I said, why don't you have some carrot sticks and ranch dressing? Good for you.
No, I'm not eating that dog food.
woman Derek saw was Jennifer Levin.
What dogs do you know eat carrot sticks and ranch dressing?
You want to go down there and see some carrots and rice dressing?
Saw her quite clearly. The look on her face was.
Well, I mean, if you want to make some of those chicken things, I'm not. I mean,
Detective Lopez, an idea.
they're there if you want them. If you're hungry, I'm just telling you that in about 40 minutes, we'll say an hour.
At the time, no one had thought to show Janet Paletto a photo of C. Styles. But now they did. And she said that's who Derek was talking to in the park. That was the missing link. A witness who could connect C. Styles to Derek Smile. Then, one last piece.
What in the world are you doing?
Again.
And why didn't you eat that?
This time they made sure what he said could be used in court.
No, this way. Did you make them on this plate or this plate?
The same story.
A bigger
the same
plate.
details. How he met Derek. And
The bigger
how
plate.
Derek wanted help with Crystal Taylor.
Give me the package so I can close it so it doesn't go stale.
I'm not done with it, dog. Hold on.
Police once again arrested Derek Smire for the murder of Crystal Taylor. And this time,
What are you looking at?
Your mom.
a jury
She's not here.
would have other ideas. Coming up, a bombshell from the defense. Did someone else kill Crystal? Witnesses testified during an argument. She was confronting her killer. That's what you were shot. Absolutely. Was this murder a hit at all? This is breaking me. When Dateline continues.
Confused by the Medicare rate?
That's not ours. Don't eat
You
it.
have original Medicare? Then you
Thank you.
have Parts A and B. Have you considered Part C? Medicare Part C is sometimes known as a Medicare
What are you getting out the
Advantage
mozzarella
plan. One
for?
of the best ways
To
to
make
protect
food,
yourself
dog.
from
Like,
out-of-pocket
What are you
Medicare
making,
costs.
dog?
If you only have
Cat?
Medicare Parts A and B, there are three things you should do.
Rabbit?
One,
Gopher?
call the number on your screen. Two, give the licensed insurance agent your zip code. Three, see
Are you
what
playing
Part
Wi-Fi
C
or not,
plans
dog?
and
Here.
benefits are
I'm
available.
waiting.
One,
Oh, what?
three.
I don't know what you're doing.
Medicare Part C plans are available with benefits
Why is
you may
this
not
not
be
that?
receiving with your
Why?
current plan.
It's not rocket science. It's called recycling.
You may be eligible to enroll in the plan today, but you won't know unless you, one, call the number on your screen now. Two, give the licensed insurance agent your zip code. Three, see what Part C plans with benefits are available to you. One, two, three. It's that easy. Medicare
Is
Part
Benji
C
in
plans
there?
are available
Your
now.
mom's in there.
Plans may include benefits you are not currently receiving. Call today. You don't get a Medicare Advantage
I
plan.
thought, are you
automatically.
playing?
Call to find out if you're
Yeah.
eligible for a special.
I'm waiting for
enrollment
you. You're not even, you're
if
still in
losing
here.
benefits, moving or new to Medicare, you may be eligible to enroll in a plan today. If you
We're
only have
waiting for
Medicare
you.
Parts A and B, there are
Wait
three
to-
things you should do.
Me?
One, call the number on your screen.
No.
Two, give the licensed insurance agent your zip code. Three, see what Part C plans with benefits are available to you. One,
All right.
two, three. It's that easy. Medicare Part C
I almost
plans
beat you the other night
benefits
till like
you may
the
not be
last
receiving with your current
second.
if you're losing benefits, moving, or new to Medicare, you may
You.
be eligible to enroll in a plan today, but you won't know unless you call. Call today for your free Medicare benefits review. The call is free. There's no obligation. Call 800-391.
Christopher, that's a lot of cheese. Honey, that's enough for two. That's way too much. You know that, right?
Super Beats has changed my life.
know that I'm using a product from nature that helps me maintain good blood pressure. It's a win-win. I don't know of any other compound in the body that has such
I need some meat to put on this. What kind of meat is there?
Super Beats by Human is the #1 cardiologist recommended beef brand for heart health.
Man, I'm so.
You can have just cheese.
Just cheese on that thing, dog.
Well, dog, kitty cat. Why don't you put spices with it?
So for me to have the energy to
Girl.
by 5 kids, I need Super Beats. It'll give you that sense of
Did you just put your
well-being.
keister in my face? You can take several of those chicken pieces and microwave them and then stick them in there.
This is what comes from the
Move. Everybody get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. Out of the kitchen.
Get started with a 3-month supply plus free shipping on all bundles at superbeats.com.
My friends call me Sam. I naturally have a lot of stress in my digestive system, as a lot of women do. When I started taking DSO1, I immediately noticed how much lighter I felt, vibrant,
What's up?
alive. It really helped me.
Don't you ever sip on my foot ever again.
Well, I didn't mean to. I thought I was looking to see what you were saying stuff to.
DSO1.
What are you doing?
Just start DSO1 today.
There's an apple and a kiwi too.
Nope.
Okay. Let's not do that.
You should buy normal food.
Your face is normal food. Got it.
I bet it is.
Juries like DNA, blood, in this case, money transfer. In this case, the lack of
Kids.
cell phone records attaching the two defendants together.
Can't get rid of them. Can't sell them for cheese. Can't send them back.
Confession of the Trigger Man, Skylar Moore, aka C. Styles. There was no guarantee that the jury would put the word of the over the word of Derek Smile. So it was with nervous anticipation that Crystal's family filed into the courthouse on July 11, 2016.
Facts and the law and your common sense
You're gonna be take her
will lead
forever
you to
out here.
one conclusion. Crystal Taylor died at the hands of Skylar Moore and Derek Smile.
Prosecutor Jeanette Myers told jurors Crystal's murder and the attacks on Derek's other girlfriend, Tracy Williamson, were no coincidence.
He has a motive to do it, but he doesn't want to have a kid, he doesn't want to think about it.
The prosecution claimed that while they have failed to stop Tracy from having her 2 children, he felt the right man to the child stop
I'll play Mario.
his basketball buddy.
So you just picked all our characters for us?
Well, that was nice of him.
That's not nice at all. You
Why?
picked the wrong character, bud.
Oh, don't be
I'm not
mean.
playing Wario, dog.
How do you know he doesn't have you as Daisy?
He's not the third player.
How come he doesn't have you as Yoshi? He put you as Yoshi and me as Wario.
You look like a Wario.
How'd you do that?
Are you trying to say I have a big nose? You know how sensitive I am about that.
Why is this thing on?
Because I've been talking to it because I had my doctor's appointment today.
I seen you.
And I do commentary on television shows and stuff.
Then they called C. Styles to
Not that we
testify.
can watch it together,
But
unfortunately,
instead
at
of
this
throwing
time.
a bow on the case, he lobbed a grenade and blew it to pieces. C. Styles told the jury everything he said on that tape was a lie. People have
Not picking it up.
all the
Well, I'm not going to. Come on, please hand it to me. I don't want the cats to get a hold of it and cut their little tongues.
I hope they do.
I know you do. It doesn't go in the.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. We have talked about this. What in the world?
You say police got arrested, Judge? Absolutely. Because they had a
Gosh, I'm handsome.
went with my car.
What?
They excluded.
You know that's on, right?
I don't care. They can stare at me all they want.
Styles' confession. There was no evidence linking Derek to the murder.
This is my son. This, not the baby though, the middle one. No, the oldest son. The oldest son.
There's no emails between Moore and
There's no text messages. There's no phone calls.
The oldest son.
Portray Derek as a
Why is your hair wet?
not one who would try to help him.
Pissed on it.
Christopher, what's your language?
In the hospital, holding his baby. And I think it's important when you are looking at this.
Nobody watches it. It's okay. But I mean,
On his face in these photos.
I'm going to eventually. I'm working on. I'm going to be working on learning how to edit. I'm trying to get all the other stuff done around the house first. So within the next week or two, I'm going to start learning how to edit. So I can start editing my videos. So they can be shorter and more manageable.
And then all of a sudden the argument ended, there was a pause and a gunshot. It is absolutely inconsistent.
I have 55 subscribers now. I didn't know that.
If not a hit, then what happened? The defense had a theory of this photo of Crystal's son, Javante, found near her body. It's obvious that Miss Taylor was holding that picture when she got shot. Schneider wasn't allowed to directly spell out his theory to the jury. He did for us. I think she was confronting her killer, saying the only thing you're going to see is a photograph of your son until you pay child support. And you think that's what she was shot? Absolutely. The defense suggested Javante's father killed Crystal.
I'm coming, babe. Hang on.
Feared him early on. Eric Porter told the jury his client was an innocent man. But this tragedy.
Why are you cooking so many of them?
If you convict a person that is
Not all going to fit in your shell.
I'm asking for a not guilty verdict on.
Are you doing a top one?
Crystal's
Should I make
family
burgers?
They could only hope the jury believed C. Snyder's video confession and not a recantation of it. The wait for a verdict was agonizing.
That was
One day, then two, 3 days in.
I'm nervous. I don't want to do this again. I can't do this. It's not easy.
Then it was a week. Then 1
I'm
week
taking these
turned into
Legos
2.
out there.
I'm like, I'm just praying. I just keep praying. No matter what I see or what I hear, I keep praying.
Every day, the waiting was harder. That was true for Derek's family, too.
I started getting nervous. I was there every day, anxiously waiting so that we could hear that verdict, so we could hear that Derek was not guilty. I would see the jurors come out of there, right in the face.
So it'll just be you and me.
They've been yelling.
They've been
We're
yelling.
going to have to work tomorrow.
We're on the,
What are you talking about?
Do you have to work tomorrow?
Yes, I work tomorrow. I work every day.
The jury reassembled in the courtroom. The jury has not been able to reach a verdict. They were stuck.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
A mistrial.
What?
I don't know. You were giving the look to the computer. A funny look.
It's time to do it again.
Whose computer is it?
Grandpa's.
This thing's massive.
It's like a dinosaur. It's heavy.
Coming up, trial number 2. This time, new evidence. And
It's like 2 or 3 of your guys' computers.
Go around, he did
Your
so well.
laptops.
Derek's own daughter. What would she reveal? When Big Red continues.
I got it from a customer. She gave me $10 and a Snickers as a tip. That's crazy.
That's pretty nice.
That's crazy low.
Depending on the plans available,
She was on
in
the
your
baked
area,
the whole time.
you may be eligible to get extra
What?
benefits.
Baked.
Humana Medicare Advantage, dual eligible, special.
Baked as what I'm thinking.
Exactly what you're thinking.
Okay.
All these plans include a healthy options allowance, a monthly allowance to help pay
Well,
for
that's why
eligible
she had
groceries,
Snickers then.
rent, and
On
over-the-counter
hand.
items like vitamins, pain relievers, first aid supplies, and more. The healthy options allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over to each month. Other benefits on these plans include free rides to and from your medical appointments. You pay nothing for covered prescriptions all year long.
Okay, let's
Plans
watch,
have dental
watch that
coverage,
kind of
which
talk.
includes
Our
2
little
year,
PRO
fillings,
is.
and a yearly insurance. They also have vision coverage, including vision exams and a yearly allowance for eyewear such as lenses or contacts, and hearing coverage, which includes routine hearing tests and coverage for hearing aids. They'll also have a $0 copay for the shingles and other routine vaccines at in-network retail pharmacies. Plus, your doctor, hospital, and pharmacy may already be part of
Move.
our Humana network.
Please.
So call the number on your
I told you
screen.
like 10 minutes ago, guys.
Would you love benefits like a monthly allowance? To help pay for eligible groceries, utilities, rent, and over-the-counter items. So if you have Medicare and Medicaid, call the number on your screen. Speak with a licensed Humana salesman. If you're up,
Guys, been waiting. Waiting.
over the phone. And a Humana Medicare Advantage eligible special needs.
You're going to take that with me.
So call now. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Well, my sun tea is out in the backyard.
What did I take? Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. Let's go.
I'm getting a chair
We pride ourselves in
so I can play Mario Party.
nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. But don't worry, we've got a lot more than that going for us.
Put it down. Gotta hand it to somebody.
Like this beautiful store in Arizona, for example. It's a perfect place for me to tell you a little bit more about our phones and how they can become your phones. You name it, we probably got it. But we have the top smartphones from all the major companies. If it's state-of-the-art cameras you want with space-age metal housing, we got it. If you want a smartphone with lots of bells and whistles but won't break the bank, we got that too. We even have flip phones like the Iris Flip. For someone that doesn't need all that mumbo jumbo and something simple. And now, we even have watches.
We do.
No matter what device, you'll be happy to know that if your data needs change,
No problem.
with our Smart Flex feature, you don't have to sweat it. Let's say you're on a road trip out west and end up using a bunch of data. We can simply flex you up to the next data tier for as little as $5. Then, when you get home, you can flex right back down with no penalty, so you only pay for what you actually need.
With Consumer Cellular, you get the exact same nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost.
I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have one of these amazing stores in my town yet? Can I get these phones sent to me?
Yes, you can.
Will our award-winning customer service help me switch over, or add a line for $15 to make my own family plan?
Of course they will.
Is it easy?
Easy as pie.
See that tower up there? It's a beauty. And there are thousands more like it, working hard for me and you, supplying 5G coverage for this beautiful nation of ours. We know how important coverage is. That's why we offer a risk-free guarantee. If you're not satisfied within 30 days, you can pay nothing. Oh, look.
New customers who buy a new phone get 2 months of service free when they sign up by July 31st. Call 800-311-5340 or visit consumercellular.com to switch today.
She knows what she's talking about. Pick up the phone. Do you owe money to the IRS? Listen to how Optima Tax Relief helped these people put their tax debt to rest.
I got a financial pickle with back taxes.
I owe the IRS $66,000.
It's a horrible feeling. You know, at some point in time, I knew the IRS was going to be coming looking for me.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS.
The team at Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
It was every bit of a new lease of life for me to be able to get that burden off my shoulder.
They were cleared for me to have a fresh start, and I will be forever grateful.
And I'm still amazed. Tell the story. People do not believe it. And I am.
For a free consultation, call 800-356-0183. That's 800-356-0183.
Optima Tax Relief.
It was like their own nightmarish Groundhog Day. Nearly 9 months after the mistrial, Crystal Taylor's family once again entered a courthouse, wondering if this time justice would finally be served.
You're feeling any better about the beginning of the second trial than you were at the beginning of the first trial?
I did. I think because we kind of knew what to expect. We knew what they were going to say. We knew what we had.
And what you didn't have.
Right. And we hoped that, you know, whatever mistakes were made from the first trial, we learn from them and prepare for them and do better.
Two big differences this time around. First, Skylar Moore, aka C. Styles, was on trial along with Derek, although each defendant had his own jury. And second, Derek's jury would not see C. Styles' disputed videotape confession. It was ruled inadmissible. So prosecutors focused on Derek's motive. Here was a man, they told the jury, who'd do almost anything to avoid paying child support.
Crystal and her 5-month unborn son were killed with one gunshot. One gunshot to the back of her head.
That, said the prosecution, fit a pattern.
You saw her face.
They called Derek's old girlfriend, Tracy Williamson, who repeated her story that the first time she was pregnant with Derek's child, she was attacked by a man she didn't know.
He put a knife to my throat. Did he cut you with the knife? Yes.
And then, during her second pregnancy, a second attack.
Somebody came and socked me in the face. And I went on the side of the car and somebody stomped me on my stomach and my face.
Then Derek's own daughter took the stand against him.
Go for the eyes, boo! Go for the eyes!
But she told this jury that Derek seemed to hate being a father.
He would, during major occasions, things and things like that. He was very tempered. He didn't spend much time.
I'm gonna call with James and Tanner. I'll tell them about it. What? Skinny dipping with Shadowheart.
For show, you know, if
When you go to the
go
lake
around,
naked.
he'd behave a certain way. And
How do
when
you
those
do that?
people left, he would go
Well,
back
because
to
I
his
stole. Well, I told Will, who's got a pact with a demon, and she wanted him to like say.
Oh, in the game.
Yeah, I'll save your father.
Oh, okay.
He's like, she's like, I'll save your father, but you gotta like be my servant for the rest of your life. And I was like, Will, don't do it. And Will was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I got my freedom. And then Shadowheart, instead of saying anything about it, was like, yo, I want to be tonight. It was honestly very awkward and just really weird. I don't know why they put something like that in the game.
The alleged gunman C. Styles.
I don't mind what the romance is, but I'm like, I don't need to see them.
Yeah, I know.
Like it cut. No, it doesn't like show anything per se. It cuts right as they like get on top of each other.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I don't need like I don't have to lie. I could literally type P into my search bar.
Okay,
and
go,
all
Justin.
these dogs.
So it's like the, not like the gunshot, like the big noise. What next to you see somebody running?
You're a piece of chicken.
Prosecutors
Oh,
then
that's hot.
C. Styles with Derek Smyer. For that, they relied on two eyewitnesses. Detective Williams told the jury he was pretty sure C. Styles was with Derek
I entirely know this real
on the
chicken.
day Crystal
Of course it's
Taylor
not.
was ambushed and murdered.
It wasn't until you actually saw him in person that you were able to remember that he resembled the person you saw at the park.
Oh, yes. As before, Crystal's friend and co-worker Jana Paletta left no doubt with her definitive testimony.
As you sit here today, did you see both of those individuals in the park? Yes.
Jana also told the jurors that while Crystal was excited to have another son, she was afraid to tell Derek she was
All right, quit eating on my stuff, dude.
I'm not eating on your stuff.
I'm putting on some of my
You're on
quesadilla.
video.
You sent
I don't care.
People's 51 to Derek Smyer. Did you get a phone call?
Do you want to cover up your video when you're not there?
It was Derek Smyer, Jana
Mom?
said, and he wasn't happy.
He just didn't want no kids.
Is it live?
He didn't want her to have a baby. Did he say anything to you
Is it recording?
trying to do
Like our
something with
voices?
Crystal?
Yes, Justin.
Yeah, he just
Why?
said he wants to get her to get rid of the baby. That he'll do whatever he can, but he don't want to have a baby.
And Jana recalled that the day before Crystal was murdered, the first day back at work after the trip to Texas, Derek called again.
Could you hear anything with respect to the conversation she was having? No, the only thing I heard is before she hung up the phone, she was like, whatever. She was crying, and she was like, whatever.
I don't know when I'm being filmed and
She
when
got
I'm
a phone,
not.
Jess, did you see where she went? She
This
went
is
to the
an
bathroom.
important
And when
thing.
you followed her in the bathroom,
This is my privacy.
what was she doing? Crying.
Then Detective Beth Smith testified about two key pieces of evidence that the first jury never saw. First, a photo of Derek on his high school basketball team, proving he did play basketball. An important detail because police believe Derek met Skylar Moore on the basketball court. The second new piece of evidence was security footage from the night before Crystal's murder that placed Derek at a 7-Eleven near both Crystal Taylor's home and Skylar Moore's. It proved, they said, Derek had lied about his whereabouts back in 2001 when he told police he was miles from Crystal's Hawthorne home that night.
Did he ever tell you that he went to the 7-Eleven.
As the evidence was mounting against him, Derek's defense went on offense, portraying
Okay,
the mother
Mama.
of his two children as a liar whose testimony he trusted.
Have you lied to your family member, your aunt, Miss McMiller, your sister Danielle, about things about Mr. Stein?
Depends on what you're talking about. You gotta be specific.
Have you ever lied to
Lie to them, period. People lie all the time.
Tracy Williamson was an admitted liar, untruthful, so you couldn't believe what she said.
And his his friend Janet, who said she saw C. Styles and Derek Smyer together.
They were on boats.
Defense Derek was with a high school friend, Derek's sister Danielle. The idea that Derek met a gangbanger on the basketball court is absurd.
Grew up playing basketball, roller boy. You play basketball in high school.
I did play basketball in high school. We played basketball for 10 years. I played basketball up until my sophomore year.
Excuse
Never
me,
been to
Jerry.
basketball since. They doesn't play basketball anymore.
He's out here talking to himself.
You were?
Talking to himself, he was talking to himself, not broad.
Why did you? Okay, you're talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking. Let me turn it off.
I'm not talking about generally talking. I'm talking about if there were private matters. It's a breach of privacy.
Well, how many times have I looked at you and said, filming, I'm